wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Yeah, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and fine to these Urkels that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, B-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, sun up, baby.
Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack, Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty, and you already know what it is. Good morning, everybody. You already know what I'm about to be on.
You already know what I'm about to be on. And man, listen, I appreciate you guys for telling me about the first take stuff. I don't really watch them anymore. I'm more of a skipping Shannon cap. You know, that's I rock with Undisputed. I kind of got away from first take, but I'm glad you guys told me that. And we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that today. All right, we definitely will. But let me get I got a few announcements I would like to make. First of all, make sure you like the stream. If you're on here currently, make sure you take your butt and like the stream, okay? You know, the like police is never too far, okay? She is never too far from me, all right? And I'm telling you, she be hounding you. I gotta live here. Y'all don't, all right? I gotta live here. Y'all freaking don't. I be trying to tell y'all that, but y'all don't want to be listening. Help a brother out. All right, that's what I'm saying. So please make sure you like the stream. Also, okay, real quick, some announcements. Listen. All right, if you are part of the Alcorn family, there are some things coming down the pipeline. All right, one up. They got the celebrity golf tournament. Now, I don't know how much a celebrity because they didn't invite me. Okay, they did not invite me, so I don't know how celebrity-ish this thing is, but no, shout out to them. Shout out to the organizers. Saturday, April 30th is going down. It's a 4-person scramble. If you don't know what a scramble is, that means you ain't playing golf, so don't show your ass up. All right, but no, 4-person scramble. Tea time is 9 o'clock. Registration is 8 a.m. April 30th. All right, April 30th. Make sure you're there down in Lorman, Mississippi. Okay. All right, at the Oaks Golf Club in Mississippi Gulf Coast in Pass Christian, Mississippi. Okay, Pass Christian, Mississippi. Make sure you're there as well. Okay, and also another announcement from the Braves. All right, you got a purple and gold mixer with a silent auction. All right, Jeremiah J.J. Williamson will be in the building, as well as performances by Unfazed. All right, so tickets 100. You know, listen, get your tickets early, black people. We know how y'all like. That's why Bamas be double charging y'all at the door, because we know y'all Bamas don't like the RSVP for nothing. Okay, so instead of paying $125, how about you go ahead and pay $100? Already, okay? Like save your $25. You know what I'm saying? Take that, go to McDonald's, flip that, get, nuggets and stuff like that. You can do that. All right, get you a table. Now, if you balling, get your tables in advance, $800. God damn, what the tables do? Are they floating? The tables got gold tablecloths? I mean, what the damn? $800 for a table? What? Who is this? Who is this guy? $800? Does it come with a free meal? Complimentary. Listen, be very cautious of complimentary food, okay? Be very cautious, but $800, I need a damn filet mignon steak for an $800 table. I ain't even gonna lie to you, okay? It better not be no crackers and cheese, all right? So go get I'm so sorry. All right, so Satchmo's Jazz Cafe silent and silent auction is from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Yeah, silent auction. I don't know what they're giving away, so don't ask me. All right, do not ask me. Do not ask me. Do not ask me. All right, so attire is derby style. I don't know what that means. Hey, it better be a Wagyu. You know, that's that good stuff, that Wagyu. All right. I don't know what derby style means. Okay. So, okay. Hey, appreciate the breakdown. See, there you go. 8 on the table sits 10 people, basically 80. There you go. I was thinking it was for like a table for 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, $800. Like, I shouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? So I shouldn't even. Matter of fact, somebody should pick me up and carry me to the table for $800. Okay. That's just my personal opinion, but I thought it was for 2. You know what I'm saying? But okay, I get it. Derby, wrinkly. Derby style. Okay, derby style. I don't know what you Southerners. I don't know what you Southerners do. I don't know what that's called. You got, business casual. Fancy. Okay. Why can't y'all Bamas just say fancy? Okay, like fancy attire, derby style. That sounds like somebody out here just like playing rugby or something, man. I would have showed up with like a rugby uniform. Like, come on, man. Just be like, fancy. Why you gotta be so difficult? All right. So derby style. Okay. So yeah, man. Okay, yeah. So get your stuff, get your tickets. Celebrity Golf Tournament Challenge, Celebrity Golf Challenge. You know, they didn't invite me, so I don't know. Maybe I'm not a celebrity. Okay, maybe I'm not a celebrity yet. I thought I was. I mean, I feel like I am. All right, let's get into it. All right, shout out to y'all. Derby style. Let me see. All right, so anyway, fancy attire like them white people at the horse races. Got it. All right, got it. All right, so listen. I had this whole thing planned out. I was going to go, you know, in order. I was going to go like what's going on in the valley and all this and all. But nah, I got to start off with the Grambling and first take position, right? So understand, I know you guys call me baby Stephen A. Smith or whatever. Like, all right, I'll take it. But I don't know. I'll take it though. But I'm gonna play you this is all I could grab real in the short time I had. This is all I could grab. I'm gonna play this. Listen, I'm not commenting on anything Molly Quorum. I cannot stand that lady. Okay. I can't stand her. All right. So I don't even know why she's still at first take. They need to take her off of first take. You need to be on a second take. So I'm not responding to no women, okay? Not responding to any women. You're never going to win that battle. You're just not. So I'm responding to Stephen A. Smith's comments on the issue. Nothing about what Molly said, nothing about what the lovely black woman said. I do not care. That's their opinion. They can have that. I am responding to Stephen A. Smith. All right. So Me Too movement, leave me alone because I'm not responding to the women. I'm responding to the black man on that platform. All right. So here's the take.
It's because I share it, but I'm going to be far more direct. Hugh Jackson should be ashamed of his damn self. Not like Hugh Jackson. He's been a guest on this show. This is an egregious mistake on his part. He should be ashamed. Because he comes across as desperate. Now, Hugh Jackson, for those of you who don't know, had a winless season, had a career 11-44-1 record as a head coach in the National Football League, had a 1-31 record over a 2-year span, for crying out loud. And we all know, if you look at the numbers, when you look at Grambling State, offense wasn't their thing. As a matter of fact, their offense was offensive. It was just that bad before Hugh Jackson got hired in December. Okay, so we get all of that. And Art Briles, who had a 65-37 record at Baylor, and for the last 5 years, he had double-digit win seasons. 1 year, they averaged over 52 points a game, for crying out loud, at Baylor, and they were considered a juggernaut. Okay, we understand from a football perspective. But there's a reason I wore this jacket today. It's a jacket, historically black colleges and universities. And as a graduate of an HBCU, I understand that it's about being a leader of young black men. A black man in Hugh Jackson has been handed the reins at Grambling State. And Art Briles is who you bring in. Think about that for a second. Of all the candidates, black and white, out there that you potentially could have hired, you bring in a man that the...
All right, so that's what I could get really quickly. All right, this is my issue with Stephen A. Smith.
Opposition Jackson.
Let me get I want a nice little close up. All right, I want a nice close. Yeah, there you go. This is my issue with this guy right here. He only wants to talk about black issues when it panders to a white community. Huh. I'm going to say that again. You might have missed it. He only talks about black issues when it's favorable to ESPN, right? So what happens is if he can be on a position on a black issue that pushes the narrative of ESPN, that is the only time you will see Stephen A. Smith be a staunch go against a black issue, right? That let me kind of break it down. I want to. Stephen A. Smith is the worst. I don't want to say that. He's the kind of black guy that smiles in your face, but behind your back, he's telling white people like, don't trust him. Like that's the kind of that's what Stephen A. Smith really is. All right. Because anytime that there was a black issue, that was a racial divide or anything, it was always Max Kellerman taking up for black issues. That was I couldn't stand when they let Max go, because Max would always, listen to what I'm telling you, Max would always push the black agenda forward. If you don't believe me, remember this.
Max is going to get in here, and like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. with his coming, with his commentary.
With all due respect, my brother.
I'm just saying, dog.
Wait a minute. Wait to finish.
I'm just saying. Max is going to get in.
Let us not forget. Let us not forget. You're inviting Max Kellerman to the cookout way before you will ever invite Stephen A. Smith. Okay. And if T.O., who was a staunch, listen, this viewpoint is not just from one show or one show here. This is a ongoing issue. Let us not forget when Colin Kaepernick was taking knees, right, in the NFL, his biggest adversary was Stephen A. Smith. If you don't remember, and this is when I became a Shannon Sharp fan, right? This is when I became an Undisputed fan, and I wish I would have got the clip for y'all. Ray Lewis, that's Shannon Sharp's guy. That's his boy. Ray Lewis came onto the platform, and Shannon Sharp ate him up on the narrative of, because he's kneeling, that's why you have a problem with what Kaepernick is doing. Do you not understand why he's kneeling? Do you not understand what he's kneeling for? And that's his boy. Like, Ray Lewis is his boy, and he ate him up on national television. And he told him, I can't get with you on that one, Ray. I can't. That's somebody who is morally, characterly invested in an issue. It's not about the money. It's not about anything. That's why I love Shannon Sharp so much. He stands on his truth, on his morals. That's why you always hear him bring it up what his granddad said, what his grandma said, and everything like that. So let me get back to the issue at hand when it comes to Stephen A. Smith, okay? So first of all, let's just be clear. I don't give a damn if he was summa cum laude at an HBCU. He only brings that shit up when it benefits him. That's numero uno. And the second thing is, how in the world does it look desperate? This is Stephen A. Smith is the same person who bashed Kwame Brown for 20 years, who bashed Phil Jackson when he was. So you're talking about numerous jobs or whatever where bad coaches get you frying bad coaches. Oh, why is he getting the job? He can't coach. Kwame Brown, all those stuff. So you bash all these guys who are unqualified for positions. Art Briles is overqualified to be coaching in the SWAC. Let's be very clear. Art Briles is overqualified to be coaching as an offensive coordinator in the SWAC. And then as you being a journalist, you being a Philadelphia journalist should understand the man was completely exonerated on all charges. He wasn't brought up on one charge and then the rest of them were dropped. He wasn't brought up on two charges and the rest were dropped. He was exonerated on all charges. As a journalist, how does that not get brought up? How do you not bring that up as a journalist? How do you not talk about how Sean Oakman lost his NFL career over false allegations? How do you talk about over 300 incidences in the Baylor University, on the Baylor campus, over numerous accounts and incidences that there were three football players that got incited and got charged? 3. 1 was found innocent, 2 were found guilty. Now, I'm not saying the 2 that should get their charges, but how do you put a whole culture that was going on at Baylor on one person? I don't hear Stephen A. Smith calling out the coaches that were doing that time, other basketball coaches, women, men, other coaches in the Baylor community, other professors. I don't see nobody calling out nobody other than Art Briles. If you go back and actually read the court documents, there are over 100 instances of people having a sexual assault or domestic violence issue. And out of those 200 incidences, there's 3 football players. So how do you put a whole culture, a whole environment that was going on at Baylor on one man that was fully exonerated? We're not talking about the NFL doing a court case where they just say, you know what? Just because it looks suspicious, we gonna go ahead and suspend you because that's not a good PR move. Nah, we're not talking about the NFL doing this. We're talking about police investigators, FBI. We're talking about people that do this on a everyday basis. They get paid to investigate Bamas. And let's be very clear. These are white women with white dads that have a lot of power and pull. You don't think they wanted to see that white man underneath the jail? I'm going to say that again. These were white women with white dads. You don't think they wanted to see Art Briles under the jail? Not in jail. That's what my mama say. When you go to them little country towns where they're ran by white politicians, they don't throw black people in jail. They throw black people under the jail, okay? So make that make sense to me. There's a lot of political pull and power at Baylor, a Christian university, a very biblical institution. All right? They not getting money from just any old body. They got long money. Okay? So I get what you're doing, Stephen, and I know for a fact that you know who I am. So you might see this, you might not. All right? But at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're dividing a community, bro. You really are. And not even in the sense of, because I can respect the fact if you were just doing it something like, hey, maybe this, maybe that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's give him a chance. He was found. If you, listen, lay the case out. Lay the case out. You know what I'm saying? Give the people the whole narrative. And let the people make their decision. Don't isolate the narrative. Tell people he was fully exonerated on all charges. And tell people that, in your opinion, if it was your hire, you wouldn't take it on because of the political or the publicity blowback. But don't tell me that because he was a part of something, that he was the issue at something when the man was fully exonerated. That's my issue. Give it all. Give the whole narrative. Give the whole narrative. And once again, we already know you not for the people. We already know you not for the people. Like, what are we talking about? Do I have to play it again? You're talking about an NFL Hall of Famer telling us that Max was blacker than you. So we already know he didn't get this. He didn't get this epiphany on one show. He didn't get this epiphany on 2 shows. He got this revelation after numerous shows of you doing what you do.
Max is going to get in here, and like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. with what he's coming, with his commentary.
There's certain things I agree as black people we need to stand up for. You know what I'm saying? Social injustice and all those type of things. And you know me, everybody thinks I got Stockholm syndrome, and I think the white man ice is colder. But how I feel is you can't pick and choose what you want. You can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose to isolate on one incident, but that's neither here nor there. All right, my thing is this. All right, Steven. My thing is this, bro. Like, just one time, I would like for you to give a whole narrative on a situation. Real talk. I would like for you to give a whole narrative on a situation. Tell the people that, yes, Grambling did hire Art Briles. Art Briles was found completely exonerated on all his charges. Art Briles is a damn good coach. He's not a scrub, like you would say. He's not a scrub. So you're not desperate. You're hiring a great candidate. You just don't like the public blowback. And you wouldn't even stand up for your boy Hugh. Listen, bro, there's certain things that you could be like, I know Hugh, and I know his character as a man. And if he feels that Art Briles could do the job and he was a great man of character, I trust in Hugh that he knows Art Briles is not that kind of guy. If you want to play both sides, you say, yeah, I get it. There is a narrative that he was the culture, or he was getting canceled and Me Too movements and all that. And for that, I understand, and I wish the best for Grambling and all the publicity, good, bad, or indifferent. But as the man that I know, Hugh Jackson, and I've known him, I know I've known him for a long time. That's my brother, that's my man right there. If that's how you can come at that on both aspects and still keep your black card and still paying it to ESPN. So make that make sense to me, bro. Like, make that make sense to me. So once again, it's you dropping the ball as a black man on a national platform. Ain't nothing new. All right. But just give the full narrative. That's my opinion, bro. Just give the full narrative. That's it, man. Oh, Jesus. All right, I'm going to open the call lines up pretty early. 516-259-9041, 516-259-9041. You can call in.
There are 2 participants in the conference.
Hey, JB, you live. Talk to me.
What's going on, Scotty, man?
What's up?
I saw the clip, and I also saw the show from last night as well. And for some reason, I actually kind of expected Stephen A. Smith to have the reaction he had. And here's the reason why I expected this reaction from him. I expected a reaction from him because I'm willing to bet any kind of money Doug Williams, who was revered by media likes and by some parts about the HBCU community and whatnot, they're going to do anything he says. So if Doug Williams calls Stephen A. and say, hey, Stephen A., I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm doing it and whatnot, Stephen A. is not going to give the full narrative of this story because he doesn't want Doug Williams to be potentially embarrassed by anything. Because, like you mentioned, Washington Commanders, I think they call it now, whatever their name is, and their owner, they have a whole bunch of sexual stuff going on there. They don't want to potentially embarrass or discredit Doug Williams in a public fashion. Bringing up that part will hurt Doug Williams' credibility. And they all still want to eat from the HBCU trough. They all want the positive feedback. They all want positive interviews. Let's think for a second. If Stephen A. Smith really goes in on Doug Williams over this, is Doug Williams going to give him another interview? Probably not. Probably not. This is why you also don't see a lot of these reporters calling out other HBCU stuff for their foolishness too, because in their minds it's still about protecting the brand. In Doug Williams' mind, this is about protecting the brand. This is about protecting everything about the schools in his mind. But once again, every seen these chats and these calls people have called in, Doug Williams has some issues as well. If he was so interested in this university, he would not have let the staph infections get out of control. Facts. He would not have let the school cancel games because of bad playing conditions. That would not have happened if he was fully invested. Or he would have found some way to get them what they needed, in-kind donations, anything like that. So I think it's about trying to see why and try to say, I'm against, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But looking up someone's past transgressions will be too much like right. It actually makes too much sense. And he does carry a lot of weight. Yes, he does. At the same time, though, just because someone has, because I think someone in the chat says, like a Stephen A. makes all this money and you don't make that much, that doesn't make him right. Mm-hmm. And we talk about the kind of attention SWAC universities want. Let's not talk about some of the other stuff that SWAC universities have done too. Let's talk about bad attention for the SWAC universities is having folks stealing money.
Come on, man.
Having bad attention. And of course, I saw this firsthand a lot of times, married folks messing around with students, professors knocking off students, some of the other stuff going on here. But we're not going to talk about that part, though. But, we're not going to discuss those things. So if we're going to be concerned about the culture and make sure our schools are in a bad light, let's make sure that we don't do like some schools, like you fire a president who worked for Sachs because she started asking too many questions, but then you bring in a person to be that president who was just found guilty on sexual harassment stuff. So let's not talk about those things.
That's facts. Hey, JB, I always appreciate the call, man.
No problem, bro.
All right. Let me say this. Nobody's saying, don't talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Nobody's saying, first of all, nobody's saying that Stephen A. Smith has to agree with me. All I'm saying is give the full narrative. Give the full narrative. Don't don't say half the story. You're giving half the truth because a lot of people that watch ESPN don't know shit about Grambling. Don't know nothing about Grambling. I keep trying to tell y'all, people in the SWAC, y'all act like, oh, people checking. Nobody checking for y'all. All right? Nobody is checking for y'all. So to not give and that is the biggest problem with Stephen A. Smith being on the platform that he is. If nobody is checking for them, and the first thing you do is completely slander the hire, that's a problem. I don't have you giving your opinion, but give the full narrative of the story so people can come up with their own conclusion. You're leading them down a path when you never showed them another route. You didn't start off by saying, hey, guys, listen, I understand these things occurred, but let's also take in the fact that he was found completely exonerated for all his charges. Is that not part of the story? Is that not part of the story? I don't get it. Everybody understands when you hire somebody like that, coming from a situation like that, there's going to be blowback. Everybody gets it. But if you don't give people the full picture, all right, giving everybody all the facts, journalist Stephen A. Smith, where's your journalistic integrity? Okay? Giving the people on your platform, the millions of people that watch you, all right, the full narrative so they can come up with the opinion on themselves. That's what it is. So your first take on this situation should have gave people the full story. And even if you didn't agree with the hire, you did your due diligence by giving people the full hire. Because you could say, hey, this is what happened. This is also what happened. So I wouldn't have done that. That's how you go about that. That's how you do that. But to just come out and say, I'm completely damn shamed, and I'll say it this, when you're never given the full context of the situation. You never gave the full content. And then, don't get me wrong. Once again, I told you, I'm not a fan of Molly Quorum. I'm not. I love the black woman who they got started to bring on First Take. They're women. They're women. Like, I would expect women to stand up for women, especially in sports, especially in this arena. They gonna stick together. So I'm not, that is neither here nor there. Stephen A. Smith, you're a public figure. You're the face of ESPN. A black man from an HBCU is the face, the highest paid figure on ESPN. With that platform comes responsibility. You still do what you do. You still are who you are. But once again, let me remind you, if an NFL Hall of Famer is saying this about you.
Obviously, Max is going to get in here. And like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. with what he with.
On one of the biggest national news incidences for black people in I don't know how long. Oh, right. It's like George Floyd, Colin Kaepernick. Oh, George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, all the black shootings, and then you could put Colin Kaepernick. Because why did Colin Kaepernick knee? Because of those issues. So you put all the slant, you put all the gun violence against black minorities, you put Colin Kaepernick kneeing, and you were still disagreeing with that. So what is it? What is it? What is it? I don't get it, man. I don't get it, man. I don't understand it. I really don't. I don't get it. I don't understand it. You can never get me to understand it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, get my likes up. I got two. Miss Glenn said these ain't, the math ain't mathing on these views and likes. The math ain't mathing on these views and likes. All right. So get the likes up. All right. My like police member currently is asleep. All right. She's probably awake now because I've been yelling and screaming in the house. All right. But let me get to another issue at hand too as well. But get the likes up. Take a little break. You know what I'm saying? And get the likes up. So shout out to my boy Sean, man. Hey, man. Shout out to you, Sean, man. Love you, man. All right. Hey, congratulations on the new whip as well, bro. Congratulations on the new whip. All right. So let's talk about Dougie. Let's talk about Doug Hurt Feelings Williams. All right. Let's talk about Doug Hurt Feelings Williams. So let me bring this up. All right. This is what Doug Williams said. From the Nikki, the Post guy, watching the Post writer. And I brought this up yesterday. All right, doing the Art Briles official, but I'm gonna bring it up again. Doug Williams about the hire says, I'm not a fan at all. I'm very, very disappointed in Grambling. I really am. I talked to the AD a couple times. They knew where I stood. Who the hell cares? I'm sorry. I know I got to read. Listen, I know I'm so unprofessional. I'm supposed to read the statement first and then comment, but I'm so sorry. When they say they know, who in the blue hell are you? Like, bro, stop. Like, your opinion matters because you are Doug Williams, but bro, come on, man. Like, bro, if you were that good, you would still be coaching. I'm going to say that again. If you was that good, you would still be coaching. All right? So stop it. All right? I talked to the AD a couple times. They knew where I stood, but they did it anyway. If that's what they want to do, that's fine. I'm out. He goes even deeper into conversation, saying something like, you know, he ceased any existence with Graham. Listen, Doug Williams is on a... That boy is on an emotional roller coaster. Do you hear me? That boy is he mad. That boy is mad. mad. Do you hear me? He said, I'm on a... That boy is mad. Oh, that boy mad. That boy mad. I'm sorry. I am absolutely. That's funny. I'm sorry. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Well, now let's got it.
What's good? He talk to me, TG.
Man, first and foremost, bruh, shout out to you. Get the likes up. You already know what it is. Let's stop playing these games.
Facts.
Secondly, I'm wondering, bruh, if the roles were reversed. Let's just say Art Briles was a black man. Right? Let's just say he had the same resume as Art Briles. He had the same situation at Baylor, whatever. He got exonerated from all the charges. And then Alabama decides to hire him, being a black man with the same credentials, with the same scenario. Would these people be saying the same thing? Would Stephen A. be saying the same thing? You know what I'm saying? Is Doug Williams going to be talking that same noise when Grambling out there busting people's head wide open because Art Briles' resume got them doing stuff people ain't never seen before in the SWAC? That's what I want to know. You know what I'm saying? The man had a situation, you know what I'm saying? The charges were dropped. It don't take away from nothing that he do as his resume in football, because at the end of the day, it's about what he gonna bring to those kids on that field. You know what I'm saying? I personally think, hey, you're giving the man an opportunity. Now, if he fumbled the ball,
that's on him.
Fumbled the opportunity, that's on him. But you gave him an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But if Art Briles was black and then, with nobody giving him no opportunity, but he had all these credentials, he did all this stuff at the other schools he been to, people like, well, I'm trying to wonder why people ain't gave him no opportunity because, he's still a good football coach. All the charges were dropped. Why don't y'all give him a chance? I think that we don't look at that kind of stuff, right? And that's why I think it's gonna come back to bite them, because I really believe Grambling gonna be fired with this, bro. I really do. So
let me ask you this. Hold on, real quick, TG. I would say this, right? I think if I'm being a whole buck with you, I think Stephen A. would still push the narrative of they shouldn't have hired him, because I just think that's what ESPN would want him to do. Because if you know anything about Stephen A. Smith, this man went on the Breakfast Club and say, I wake up every day thinking about how I can make my company more money. That's what he said out of his own mouth. He said, I wake up every day trying to figure out how to make ESPN more money. I'm like, bro, that tells me you will say or do anything that will make them money. Like, that just makes sense to me. That's how I took it. So for me, I don't even think if the colors had changed for Stephen A. Smith's point of view, I don't think it would change. Now, I would, listen, for HBCU community, I think it would the whole perception would change if he was a black man in the HBCU community, because they're gonna be like, yo, we got to give an opportunity to our own. Absolutely. I absolutely feel wholeheartedly that not even Doug Williams would have came out like this if he was a black man.
Correct. I believe that too, man. And I feel you about Stephen A. Smith, man. And that junk just crazy to me, bro. So, but that's my take on it. Hey, y'all, get these likes up, man. Scotty out here busting his butt. Get these likes up.
Appreciate you, my boy.
All right.
So let me see. Molly said the NCAA say he didn't do anything wrong, but the NCAA doesn't have a rule that coaches or staff have to report sexual assault or domestic violence. Is that true? All right. So I talked to a coach. I talked to a coach from the SWAC, and he explained to me, when you become a coach, you have to take Title IX training. Now, I don't know if it was at that same time, but he told me that when you take the Title IX training, if you hear, or if you're even of knowledge of the fact of a sexual assault case, you are obligated to tell somebody, okay? You are obligated to tell somebody. Obligated. But now think about this. Think about this. Even if the NCAA didn't have rules, they are still governing rules. Listen, okay, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. This is the same thing like the military. Let me take this caller. Hey, 6233, I'm gonna get right to you. I promise you. Let me take this caller. In the military, right? I'm gonna break it down like that. The military is the NCAA, right? The military has its own rules and okay, you got off. Okay. The military has its own rules and that is governed by, right? You have UCMJ. You have your own rules, your own requirements, everything like that. It is still overseen by federal law. So military is still under federal law. All right. So if he didn't do anything wrong in NCAA, he can still be charged with complicity or compliance outside of federal or state law. You get what I'm saying? So if they had found something wrong, right? Even if he had knowledge of it, you're complicit. You're an accessory. You can still get caught up with an accessory because of the fact you knew and didn't say anything. It's no different than you hear somebody planning a murder, right? And then they go do it and you say nothing. You're an accessory. All right. So you can still have your NCAA laws, but they don't circumvent the federal government and state laws that also govern you as well. All right. So better ask this. All right. You can, it's no different, right? There's no different. If you're a part of something, you're accessory. You are accessory. So he didn't commit a crime. They could not listen. FBI people, all right, in federal law, state law, they could not find that he committed a crime. He could have NCAA violations that are not crimes. I want to say that very clear. You can break NCAA laws that are not federal crimes. Just like in the military, I could break a military law, right? Staying out too late, coming in base too late. Maybe sneaking a girl on post. Those are crimes committed in the military, but they aren't crimes in state or federal law. You get what I'm saying? So in the NCAA world, he didn't commit a crime. And in the state and federal world, he didn't commit a crime. That's what I'm saying. That's the point. So no, he did not commit any NCAA sanctions or violations, nor did he commit any federal or state crime. So that is what it is. Thank you, Cortez. Thank you, Cortez. Thank you, Cortez. Okay? Thank you, Cortez. Thank you. All right. Thank you. But you can't even listen. This is the thing, though. This is the thing. It's still speculation because people are telling you that he knew. That's like me saying you're a crackhead, right? And I've never seen you smoke crack. But just because you're around other crackheads, you're a crackhead. Or just because you're involved with people that are part of the drug scene, you're a crackhead. There's no substance to that. It's all speculation because it's all hearsay. Oh, he knew, but did he really? It's all hearsay. Did he really know? So, is what it is. They never call in, bro. And most people probably at work, so I can't even get mad at them. It is a morning show. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Ryan, talk to me. Hey, Ryan, you live.
Hey, Scotty. Hey, are you familiar with the case that the NCAA, the investigation?
I read up on it
because a lot of that investigation a lot of the facts came from text messages between Art Briles and his coaches. So on February 11, 2013, the assistant coach notified Coach Briles of a claim by a female student athlete that a football player brandished a gun at her. Coach Briles responded, "What a fool." She reported to authorities. The assistant coach texted back, "She's acting traumatized, trying to talk her calm now. She doesn't seem to want to report though." Coach Briles texted, "You gonna talk to the player?" The assistant coach concluded, "Yes, sir, just did. Caught him on the way to class. Squeezed him pretty good." The matter was never reported to judicial affairs. It's five other instances where Art Briles failed to report. One involving a player who went to a masseuse and exposed himself to her, and he responded. When he heard about it, he said, he asked, "Well, was she a stripper?" The coach responded, "No, she was a masseuse." Coach Briles said, "Well, that's not that bad." That was never reported. So, like I say, I'm not gonna read all of them, but it's fine. I message you what I'm looking at though.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just that. Like I say, if Grambling hired me personally, I think he deserves a second chance. But it's a reason why it's a lot of backlash. It's not just he was exonerated in criminal court. Like I say, he didn't commit a crime. He heard about crimes after the fact and did not report them. So it was no state. He didn't commit rape. He didn't commit sexual assault, and he just failed to report it. That's not a crime. It's not a crime to know. Like I can know somebody did a murder. It's not a crime that I don't cooperate with police. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no
so
snitching.
Just because he's exonerated, you say what?
Yeah, no snitching.
Yeah, whatever. But I'm not obligated to talk to police if I know about a murder. And that's why he's not convicted of that's why the lawyer is saying he's exonerated, which technically he is. But that's not saying he's unscathed. So the only thing I'm saying is it's a reason why women, especially when you bring up Art Briles, they are disgusted. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why it's a backlash. So I'm gonna inbox you what I'm looking at, and then I can do with it what I want.
Okay, so let me ask you this, real talk, right? So if he wasn't, because I feel it's a race thing when it comes to HBCU. If I'm being honest, if I really do feel it's a race thing, I think white people just did, and I think PWIs didn't want to touch it because they didn't want that Me Too movement on there. But I think him going to an HBCU, I really think it's a race issue on top of that. But there have,
of course,
you know what I'm saying? But I think even with that being said, and even with the text message that you just read me, to me, it's like, okay, like you made a mistake, but you weren't even a part of the incident. If we're being honest, you get what I'm saying? Like you weren't a part of the incident. It was just like, yo, because
no, I agree. I agree with that. He didn't brandish the gun. He didn't, commit any sexual assault. The problem is, and like I said, to different people, it's gonna be different levels of how severe you think this is. But he didn't report it. If I send my child to a school where the coach is supposed to have their best interest at heart, and somebody gets raped or somebody gets a gun drawn on them, and instead of reporting that to proper authorities, you cover it up. Like I say, it's in this what I'm looking at, where they got a lawyer that's why Ken Starr, all of them was in trouble because they slipped. They protected each other. They got a lawyer who playing ball. Like it's really crazy when you really read what I'm looking at. Like they got a lawyer who on standby. They talk to him about different situations that's going on with a player, like the player with the exposing himself to the masseuse. Hey man, talk to the lawyer, make sure that we keep this quiet. It'll be best if we can keep this quiet. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of undercover stuff going on.
Okay, hold on. So let me hold on. I want to be very clear because the line that you're going into, I want to make sure you understand where you're crossing, right? Because now you're talking about a lot of, you're talking about morally. You're not talking about you're talking about morally, correct? This is all morals. Like, do you have the right morals?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So I need that same energy when players are getting brought into institutions that have committed crimes or been suspected of committing domestic violence crimes, domestic abuse crimes, without the talent being involved. I need the same energy across the board. Because if you're talking morally, that is a morally standard, that's character. So I need that pushed across. So that means your school, I'm not even gonna say his name. If you know, you know, right? So that means if your school is bringing in players with character issues, that means they should not be at your institution. Correct?
Well, I agree with that.
Correct?
Yes, sir. I absolutely agree
so
with that.
I just need that same.
Look,
Listen,
Scotty,
go ahead.
Let me give you an example. Scotty, let me give you an example. Scotty, you right. Look at the University of Georgia. See, this is the problem. University of Georgia, that's my favorite FBS team. University of Georgia, they had to kick off one of their players this year, and Bruno knows what I'm talking about. One of their better players, he got suspended for the rest of the season because he was accused of rape. And you probably heard about it too, but he was accused of rape, and Kirby dismissed him off the team. He wasn't found guilty. That case still been adjudicated, but he was kicked off the team because morally, that's what Kirby Smart felt was the best thing to do. So if Jackson State has a player on the team who has committed sexual assault or beat up a girl or any of that, I would expect Deion. If Deion don't, if Coach Prime doesn't discipline that student, then I'll be disappointed. But like I say, with Art Briles, it's not like I don't think Grambling should have hired him, me personally. But only reason I call was this, it's not like Art Briles is completely exonerated. Yes, in the court of law, but morally, like you saying, morally, no, it's the reason why all this blowback is coming.
So
it's not like, this
is my thing, right? Because we can all agree age does not mean wisdom. We can all agree that. I know some 20-year-olds that think like a 40-year-old, and I know a 40-year-old that thinks like a 20-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So we can all agree that age does not equal wisdom. So all I'm saying, if it's a moral issue, morally, character, and you will say him being that age, he should move better. And I have to at some point, you have to look at it as a full spin game, right? Listen, a full spin game is this. There are players that have been good enough to stay on teams that have done some messed up things. There are coaches who have done things morally wrong. Because all you're talking about is morals. You're not even talking about an actual crime. Just moral. Go ahead.
And look, Scott, Scott, I agree with that. It's all moral. There's nothing. Like I said, he didn't commit a crime. Let me give you an example. Look at John Gruden. You think he'll ever coach the NFL again? And he didn't commit no crime, but what he said, he made insensitive comments about gays. He made insensitive comments about black people. So
let me say this. Let's say this though. Who's to say he won't get a job in college? Who's to say after 5 or 6 years? Who's to say after 5 or 6 years that somehow he doesn't find his way matriculating back into something, on the side? Because it's all about what you deem that you can handle as a blowback. You know what I'm saying? That's really all it's about. Can you handle the blowback? Can I handle what comes with this? Right. So that's why people call people call Nick Saban the Jesus Christ of coaches, because he washes away sins. You got coaches getting drunk on the job, trying to coach kids and drunk driving and all this stuff. They come to him. Now they the next hottest thing. He the head coach of Texas.
Yeah.
You see him?
Like, I mean, Scott, we on the same page as far as that. The point you just made is correct. If you capable and you cool with the blowback, it ain't no problem. Like, if you cool with what's going on, then man, they gonna keep pushing and everything gonna be straight. And eventually, it'll die down. But like I said, only reason I called was just to give context of. No, and I always appreciate it. No, I always appreciate it, and I appreciate that because I hadn't seen those text messages. I ain't gonna lie to you, I haven't seen them. I just got the I'm gonna inbox you. I'm gonna inbox you on Instagram. And like I say, I mean, it's still like I say to me, I don't care about the hire. Like I say, he's a great coach, and I think it's been a long time. Like he really been blackballed for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. But like I say, I'm not a woman. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? They feel different, and the Me Too movement. So. You know how that is. So I'm inboxing to you. Like I say, y'all do with it what you want.
All right, no problem. All right, peace. Hey, what's up, Dre? Talk to me.
Yeah, man. So I kind of agree with the other guy. You just gotta be able to be prepared for the blowback. Morally, I wouldn't have him running my program because coaches have to be held to a higher standard. Like, you can't hold the players and the coach to the same standard. But as an assistant coach, I could absolutely, because I could keep him in check. You see what I'm getting at?
Mm-hmm.
So, but as a head coach, I mean, there's a reason why Nick Saban hasn't even touched him. And Nick Saban washes everybody's sins away. I mean, let's call a spade a spade.
That is true.
If Nick Saban ain't touch him, there's, him being, not criminally guilty. Something went on his watch. And to me, that's dereliction of duty as a coach. But once again, I wouldn't have him running my program. But as an assistant coach, and also with Doug Williams, to me, that just means that he don't contribute enough to the program to have that much say. Because if he contributes that much, they would absolutely be like, nah, we can't lose that type of bet. Because we know, in the Power Five, whoever cuts the checks, hey, they're going to be like, nah, or yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I don't have a problem with Doug Williams not wanting, because of personal opinion. He's done a lot. But that just shows he doesn't bring a big of a bag to the table to warrant that. And now he has to win immediately. He don't got no grace period.
No, none whatsoever. None whatsoever. None. I absolutely agree with you.
They got to come out. They can't have, they got to come out winning like yesterday. Because you go through all this and you bring this, and let's say they start 1-5, they're going to be like, hold on, we could have brought somebody with a clean background and went 1-5.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think it was a good, once again, as an assistant coach. As my head coach, the standard just has to be higher for a head coach. You can't, to me, your players and your head coach isn't on the same level. They're just not. You've been a coach.
This is I agree with you, but at the same time, it's still the institution. Like you're taking shots at the institution at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So as an institution, do you feel as though like we're better than having to have that coach or that player? You get what I'm saying?
I guess they figured like you didn't have to go there. But once again, it depends on, can you handle the blood? There's only a couple of coaches who have enough armor and security to handle that, especially in the SWAC. It's probably only Dion and Hugh. But once again, if Nick Saban hasn't touched him, because it's willing to say Art Briles is probably better than all Nick's 8 OCs outside of what's the boy out of Ole Miss?
Lane Kiffin.
Yeah. So if Nick hasn't touched him, that's also saying something. So Nick touches everybody.
Everybody,
what I'm saying?
That's fair.
So that had me cause a pause, because it's not like Nick can't get anybody on the phone. And you averaging 52 points at Baylor. I'm not saying he's innocent or guilty, but something happened on his watch. I wouldn't have him running my program. But as an assistant, if I can handle the blowback, if I'm secure enough, I'm cool with that.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, though, Dre.
Appreciate it.
I'll say this, and I'm a lean in. I'm a lean into. You stupid Cortez. I saw what you said, Royce. I ain't putting it up though. All right, so this is what happens when you make a hire like this. You have a very short leash. You have a very, very short leash. And it's not even about winning. It's not even about winning. Your short leash is just character issues. You can't have your program run amok. That's what white people say. Run amok. All right. You know what I'm saying? So that's the short leash that's the short leash you're playing with, right? Because if you didn't have an Art Briles, a couple things went wrong here, a couple things go wrong there. You know what I'm saying? People are like, he got to get the bad apples out, blah, 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 whatever. But if you have character issues and flaws start to happen at Grambling with Art Briles on your staff, it's guilty by association. It's just guilty by association. It's that bad. You know what I'm saying? And that's the stuff you have to be okay to deal with. And you have to make sure you run a tight ship. You got to let your players know I run a tight ship. You know what I'm saying? There can't be no funny business, no messing around. You got to let players know, like, listen, this is a one-stop shop. All right. You gotta come correct. You got to do it the right way, because the whole program is under a spotlight. Not just Hugh, not just Art. The whole institution is under a magnifying glass because of the hire of a good old boy of Art Briles. All right, moving into the next topic. Listen, if you guys want to call in about the Hugh Jackson, 516-259-9041, 516-259-9041, you can call in, talk about it. I'm going to move on topics, but even if you want to go back to the subject and bring it up, you're more than welcome. All right. Anything that I touch today or talk about today, you are more than welcome to bring up. But I'm going to go to my next subject. All right. My next subject is what's going down. Oh, I got a caller. Let me see. Let me take this caller real quick. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. What's going down? These Bammers do not know how to call in. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, this is Jay from Austin. I just had a quick question for you.
Talk to me.
So think about it like this. How long did it take SMU to come back from paying players?
Yeesh. That death penalty was real.
Now think about it like this. How long did it take Penn State and Michigan State to come back from sexual assault cases, one including a doctor for the university and one assistant coach on staff for years was touching a little kid?
Michigan State not as bad as Penn State. Michigan State, because Michigan State not as bad. Michigan State not as bad. It got a bad look, but that stain got washed out really quickly. I think it was gone like 1 or 2 years after the whole story broke and everything like that.
My biggest thing is they came back, and like parents, like people were saying in the comments, they're like, "Oh, well, our parents still going to send our kids to the G," and I'm like, that's a little unfair because Penn State and Michigan State have already came back. I mean, Penn State took a little bit more time, but they're still getting top recruits now. And if I'm not mistaken, Joe Paterno did go to the board and report this, and they pushed it under the rug. So it wasn't just that coaching staff. It was the leaders at Penn State also that let that shit slide.
Yeah.
So, and the last thing, anybody from Texas knows this. I'm pretty sure the whole country knows this. How the hell does Mike Leach got a job? He locked a concussed player in a closet. And now with the player safety and all that, how the hell does he got a job? 2 jobs.
Yeah, Washington State, and then now the what? Where are you down there? Mississippi?
Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's all I got to say, man.
Hey, appreciate the call, bro. Anytime.
No problem.
So, man, listen, listen, if you call in, just keep your phone on mute and then just keep the speaker on so you know when I say, hey, you're live, you know I'm talking to you, all right? But moving on, like I said, moving on to the next topic. What's going down in the valley where the girls get naked? If they throwing bands, best believe it, they gonna shake it. 1, 2, break up. 3, 4, break up. What's going down at Valley, man? What is going down in Valley? I know people be like, ain't nothing down there in the Delta. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Valley, if nobody else rock with you, I rock with y'all, Valley. Real talk. I rock with y'all. Heavy. All right. You know what I'm saying? You always have a spot. You always have a spot on my channel. Shout out to Valley. Shout out to Coach Dancy. Shout out to. But we going different with this one. We going to talk about the basketball team. We going to talk about the basketball team. Lindsey Hunter placed on administrative leave at Mississippi Valley State. In his 3 years at the helm, Hunter has an overall 7-72 record. How is this Bama still got a job? Administrative leave? Administrative leave? What? This Bama should have been fired. 7-72? Now, little birdie told me. All right, and you can find this article. What I'm about to say is not in the HBCU Game Day article, but you can read more about the admin leave on HBCU Game Day, the article. All right, go to their website. Shout out to them. All right, but a little birdie told me, all right, who is close to the situation, because, I got little sources, and, I don't do a lot, but I got a little. All right. Let me see. Let me go to my source real quick. So little birdie told me that, let me get to my, it says, Lindsey was suspended for jumping on his son during a game and coming into the stands trying to jump on a fan. I'm going to say that again if you missed it. All right. It said Lindsey, Mr. 7-72, was suspended for jumping on his son during a game and coming into the stands and jump on a fan. Somebody said he even loses in practice. That's a good one. That's funny. Oh, man. So that's what little birdie told me. This is what little birdie told me. Yeah, I don't be having, I don't be having no sources, but I gotta be having some sources. But you know what I'm saying? So this is crazy. First of all, don't put this Bama on administrative leave, because you still gotta pay this Bama. Fire this Bama. I would have been trying to fire this man so fast. Listen, I would have gave him his walking papers the same day I found out he got. As soon as I see him jump on his son, hey man, hey, you fired. You're gone. You're gone. Number 2, should have been fired. Why is this Bama even coaching? 7-72? Like, y'all not seeing the same record. Y'all not seeing it. Do you see that? 7-72. Win column, loss column. Bro, you are never coming back from that. Like, when will this ever? He said that scenario. Boy said it. Boy, JB, you dumb as hell, boy. He said it's an area. Oh, you stupid. That was funny. I'm sorry. That was funny. I needed that laugh. That boy said that's an area code. That's funny. Oh, shoot. But man, 7-72? Dang, man. You got to hey, this is what happened. Oh, I like that. This is what happened when you let Laxton State alums come back and coach. Oh, let me stop. I can't say that. Coach Dancy is a Laxton State alum. Shout out to Coach Dancy. I'm a big fan. Shout out to you, Coach Dancy. You a real one. All right, so I can't do that. That's a bad joke. Because I put my boy Dancy in the hot seat. So, nah, I like Dancy. So, nope. Rewind that. You didn't hear that. Strike that from the record. Strike that from the record. You didn't hear that. All right. He said, who did he beat? Probably some D2 schools. But hey, man, listen, Lindsey, I don't know. I don't know what to do for you, my boy. There's no reason why you should come back. There's absolutely no reason why you should come back. Not even a little bit. They just get your walking papers. I don't know what they used to say. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. my God. Oh my God. Nick, you so freaking stupid. Oh man. Oh, oh my God. Oh man, dog. Oh man. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. That was funny. Oh God. Hold on. Oh my God. I feel lightheaded. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh Lord. Hey Elijah, you live, bro. Oh man.
What's up, bro?
What's good,
and
man?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey,
Talk to me.
Look, first off, thank God I'm eating a good ass honey butter biscuit right now. But listen, y'all hating, they hating, bro. So Doug Williams, right? Let's get to him, bro. Come on, bro. 2-20, bro. 2-20, bro. He mad he didn't get the job. Stop playing. You hear me, bro? Scotty.
I'm listening.
Yeah, your boy Doug, he didn't get the job. That's why he like, I'm out, bro. Dude said he was gonna hire me, bro. Nah, bro. Stop playing with us.
Oh man.
And this boy, Steven, hey man, every time we about to move the needle, bro, he gonna say some dumbass shit. Like, damn, bro. That's why I started watching Uncle Shay too, cause you know Uncle Shay keep it real, bro. If they got on the set together, did something like this, bro, Uncle Shay gonna eat him up. He gonna look just like Uncle Ruckus. That boy Steven, they gonna look just like Uncle Ruckus.
Facts.
I'm telling you, bro. Every time he beat a nigga, bro, everybody be like, all right, bro, this is what we doing. He be the only one like, nah, bro, I'm finna go tell Melson. I'm finna go tell Melson. This nigga here, nigga, like, you know, back in the day, you had the light-skinned slaves that was in there, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. You know, the black people be like, hey, bro, give us some bread or something, bro, like chunks or something. They be like, nah, bro, no, bro. Like, they be like, bro, all you gotta do is go to the closet, my nigga, bro. That's all you gotta do, fam. Just come back up with the bread, bro. Like, them niggas be like, no, bro, Melson. That's that nigga, bro. Like, we need to lie, bro. That shit not cool, bro. Give him a chance, bro. Art Briles need a chance, bro. His numbers are stupid, bro. Why wouldn't we give him a chance?
Hey, no problem. Hey,
am I lying?
You got no. You're not. Listen, I agree. Football, you know, keep, like somebody said, keep the main thing, man. But I appreciate the call, though, Eli. That boy said, boy, got a honey butter bitch smacking in my ear. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Yo, Scotty, it's Kenyatta.
Man, you and Nick need to be shot killed, bro. I swear to God, bro. That was the prettiest alley-oop I've ever seen in my life, bro. Like, you threw it up and Nick dunked that mug. Boy, y'all stupid. Go ahead, man.
Hey,
oh man.
Shout out to Nick. But like, I had to look it up to see who he beat. Because you know, I'm here in Mississippi, and like, I don't really keep up with Valley basketball, but they usually competitive. But according to, you know, the little detail that I went through to look at, he beat. We're gonna go through 19 first. In 19, they went 3-27.
Oh, hold on, 3 and what?
3-27. All right.
Go ahead.
So they won the first. They won the first game of the season, which they beat Tougaloo. Then it's a lot of losses. Hold on. They beat Alabama A&M, and they beat Alabama A&M twice that year.
Oh,
okay,
man.
let's go to okay.
If I was A&M, I would have fired my coach. Listen, I'm not even gonna lie to you. If you lose to them Bama's twice, you getting fired.
Yeah, they lost to them twice. Okay, the next season, this 20 and 21, they went 2-22. I'm scrolling. Trust me, I'm scrolling. I gotta see who you beat. They beat Alabama State.
Fired. Fire, man. It was probably Coach Eddie Robinson. It was probably Eddie Robinson. Let me stop. Go ahead.
It probably was. I'm looking for the other win. I don't see it at all. But hey, they probably they beat Grambling 67-63. Okay. And then this year, of course, anybody can see that they're 2-23 and they still have a lot of games left, but they beat Tougaloo barely. They beat
Again
Tougaloo by 4.
Again.
And then they beat Prairie View in overtime by 2.
I can't even fire that coach. I like what he's doing at PV, so I can't even. You on suspension though? You on a warning? You on a warning?
Hey! They won 3 games. They not counting that Tougaloo game this year. They beat Alabama State.
Oh, he definitely got to get fired. I don't care what nobody's like. He definitely got. You lost to him back-to-back years. You're fired, bro. I don't care. You're fired. You lose in the Valley back-to-back years. You're not doing something right. You're not,
bro. Like. Now, don't get me wrong. It's funny. It's hilarious. But like, truth be told, I don't think. And you talk down on my school a lot, and I'm not gonna, we good. Me and you, we good. But truth be told, I hear a lot of fans talking about, a lot of alumni want Lindsey Hunter at Jackson State.
What?
Please don't do that.
What?
Please don't.
I'll take the Bama you got now before I got him.
Oh my God. So from what I heard, and my sources are a little close as well, and it's a lot of stories. You get whatever you want, but I'm not truly sure on what year, but Coach Brent got a extension probably like 2 or 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The same time they gave Coach Reed her extension, and around that time they was trying to get Lindsey in, and I guess the numbers wasn't right or whatever, so they gave that extension to Brent. And truth be told, he didn't deserve that extension in my opinion, because Brent been there since I was in high school. I graduated in 2013, and I think they only went to one SWAC championship game, and they lost to Southern by a tip. Like, guy didn't box out. They tipped the ball back in. They win. So the man ain't won shit. Oh, excuse my language. I'm cussing early in the morning. The man ain't won nothing. Y'all gave him the extension, and then y'all tried to bring Lindsey in, but it didn't work. And my thing is the guy is 70-72, and he's so strict that he's beating people up in the stands, and he's beating on his own child at the game. Gee, let's let it go. Like I love Lindsey as a player. He was a great defender, underrated defender. Look, some people can play the game,
they can't coach it. But can't coach it. Yeah, that's real.
Let him do what he do. Ashley, you've been doing your thing. I know my boy Scotty got on you the other day. Ashley, don't bring that man in. Like literally, let's go find somebody to keep this thing going, because we got some stuff going on in Jackson State that's working. But don't bring Lindsey in. I can't fathom going 7-72 in 3 years. Like that shit depressing as hell.
That's
who wants to play for that program? And granted, they got some good talent in Valley. Like, don't get me wrong, that you'll go down there and it's like a trap game. Like,
yeah, everything at Valley. Yeah, everything at Valley is a trap game. Everything. Yeah, everything's a trap game.
But not granted, I'm gonna say this: they probably have one of the nicest gyms in the SWAC.
Oh yeah, that thing's nice. I've been there. I saw it. Yeah, it's nice. It's lovely.
Yeah,
it's lovely. But hey, man, appreciate the call, bro. You and Nick, you and Nick need to exchange numbers, bro.
All right, bro.
All right, bro. Appreciate it. Boy, y'all stupid. Man, y'all should be a crime for that murder. It should be a crime for that committed murder y'all did on this channel real quick. That was funny. You're absolutely right, Coach Hart. B stands for brilliant. Coach Dancy. That's my boy right there. I love Coach Dancy. I think people, I wish you would give me the interview though. Coach Hart, talk to your boy, man. I was trying to get that interview, man. He ducking me. I don't appreciate that. I do not appreciate that. You know, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of my man Dancy. Ain't nobody trying to get my likes up. Get my likes up. All right. You can call into the show anytime. 516-259-9041. You are watching the Offscript morning show. Do I sound radio-ish? I think I sound pretty. That sounds pretty radio-ish to me. Sponsored by United Negro Foundation. If you'd like to donate, please become a member to the channel or cash at me on Offscript TV. United Negro Foundation, okay? United Negro Foundation. We taking all donations. Also, quick announcement as well. Listen, you know, I like to keep it 100 with you guys. I got some stuff in the pipeline working. I can't talk about it right now because nothing is set in stone. But I have had a couple offers from a few companies that are trying to bring me on. So I will keep you guys up to date. I will let you guys know where I'm going, where I'm headed. You know, I'm gonna break the news on my channel and let you know what I'm doing. All right. So, you know, you guys have been supporting me. You've been rocking with me. I mean, since from the bottom to the top. All right. So some stuff is in the midst. I'm working on some stuff. So just want to give you guys the heads up. Hey, caller, you live, talk to me.
Hey, how you doing this morning, Scott?
What's up? Talk to me.
Hey, I'm not gonna call myself Graham fam, but I'm kind of disappointed in Doug in the whole situation. I'm Graham fam all day, and for him to come out like he's saying that, and the thing about it, he should be the last one to talk about. I played at Grambling and under him, and they didn't fire him for the allegation that he had, you know, when you're dealing with students and everything else. So my thing is we're real hypocritical about everything else. And my thing, it's not even a black and white thing, you know, it's just, if we talk about black and white, but at the same time, when we can change the narratives on stuff, and I'm really disappointed that it's kind of like a jealousy. They're not talking about him now. So it's like, okay, well, let me throw shade at this from Stephen A. Smith and everybody else, you know, and I mean, everybody got their own issues, you know, and I think you're doing a good job, you know, and for them to just come out like that, you know, it's really sad just the way that they doing it. What's your take on it?
No, I didn't know anything about the allegations. I just didn't like that. Listen, when I started to get infused myself in the HBCU community, I get a lot of emails, I get a lot of messages, I get a lot of stuff through my personal social media that people give me information. And I always ask them, why don't you say this personally or out in the open? They say, Scotty, I don't want to be a pariah. I don't want to be blackballed. I don't want to disrespect my institution. You don't have an allegiance to anybody. So I know how much it means to graduates and alumni not to speak down on your institution. So for him to come out publicly and say that, like, it's the same thing with McNair. You know, shit really had to hit the fan when he came out and was like, yo, we ain't got no trainer and they not trying to help me. Yeah, like, you knew stuff got really bad that he could no longer keep it inside. So for Doug Williams to go out in a public forum and do that to his institution lets me know he does not care about the G. He cares about himself and what his platform is. And especially him having the bigger platform that he has, just doing the HBCU Legacy Bowl, he already has the spotlight on him. It's just a bad look overall. It's just a bad look overall.
Let me ask you this: Did he quit? He still work for Dan Snyder, don't he?
He surely does. Still cashing them checks. Surely does.
Exactly. So you know he didn't leave that, and you know, and it's smoke there. So you know, don't. I mean, like we hurt each other so much, and you know, we call a spade here in Louisiana. You're wrong, you're wrong. You know, we're not like them other folks and other next to us in Mississippi. You know, so so my thing is, I really think Doug is wrong for that, and just even the president. I think Gallo, he's doing a great job, and just, you know, they have to support. You know, and it's gonna work out. You know, but for him to come out and do that, that's real personal. Personally, it kind of like I guess he's heard about it. You know, because it's not talking about him no more. So I just wanted to share that. You know, so.
No problem, man. Thank you so much for your insight.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Listen, I don't know much about HBCUs, and I never claim I do. I know everything. But I tell you one thing, from what I've heard from alumni across the board, they do not bash their institution in public. That's what they don't do. That's what you won't do. Now, me, I'm gonna let y'all Bamas have it, because y'all Bamas out here thinking y'all untouchable, but I'm gonna let y'all Bamas have it. But other than that, yeah, I know y'all won't do it. Hey, Carter, you live, talk to me.
Hey, I just wanted to talk about the whole situation.
Yes, ma'am. Talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I don't say my name, but I am calling from Houston.
Okay, talk to me.
It's just like every week, it's something new. And I just don't understand what is wrong. Like, why is it that we had the situation with Coach Bob and the kids in the city? You come back, then we got the leaks coming from wherever they came from, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we got this situation with Art Briles, and you got Doug Williams on TV. I mean, not on TV, on the news, in the news article, you know, with his opinions. I don't understand why is it so hard for us to just all come to the table as Grambling and figure this thing out. Why is it always, like you said, a little girls' chat here, girls' chat there, and nothing is getting accomplished?
Mm-hmm.
What are we actually building by all of this drama? I don't get it. These people don't want to talk to those people. And how is the division helping the football team or the school? But like you say, nobody wants to talk about it. So it's like, now what's next? What do we do? How do we move forward from all this and actually build something that's going to last at Grambling for generations to come? Because this ain't helping us.
Definitely not.
And that's all I had to add on it. I mean, I ain't going to get into, because I'm not attached to a lot of this. I am an alumni, but I'm not particularly attached to this side or the other. All I want is what's best for the university. That's it. That's it.
And you have every right to feel that way. I mean, you have every right. I mean, you went to there, you know, you're Gramblingite, so you have every right to feel that that's all you want.
Yeah, that's it. And that's all I want to add. Thank you for your show. Like, I appreciate you, you know, saying the things that need to be said. Keep going.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right.
Man. Though they got one of them. That's that smooth line. That's that, you know, talking to you 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock voice. What you got on?
I got on some, I got a crop top with them short shorts that you like, yeah.
Oh yeah, that sound nice, girl. Yeah. That's exactly what that sound like. That's exactly what that sound like, boy. He's talking about, yeah. You know, y'all know. Don't act like I'm the only one. You know. Before there were cell phones, you was on the house phone, like, yeah. So what you doing? Are you just laying down? All right. Okay. You thinking about me? Yeah, I was thinking about you too. Stop! Don't act like I wasn't the only one doing that. Don't act like I wasn't the only one doing that. Don't act like I wasn't the only one doing that. So let's be real. But nah, she was right though. You know, as Grambling fans, you know, you have the right to see your institution do something. Oh man. Hey, what's up, D? Talk to me.
What's going on, man? I like the show that you got today, bro. I was listening. I've been listening to it since I was getting my haircut this morning and stuff. So I feel like that was a great hire for Grambling, man, to get Art Briles. And if you really think about it, like, you know, like you said, out of everything that happened at Baylor during the time that he was there, only 3 of his players got, you know what I'm saying, they got
caught with sexual assault, sexual assault.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the out of those three, like the 300 cases, that's not a football. That was not a football issue. That was a university issue. And you're still talking about the same university that had one of the basketball players kill his teammate.
Ooh.
And the head coach tried to cover it up. How moral is that? You get what I'm saying? How moral is that? Like you got this. I'm gonna tell you just like this. I'm gonna give you a whole rundown. Art Briles is basically Texas football through and through. You know what I'm saying? When he was at Stephenville, this was not growing up. When he was at Stephenville, he put Stephenville on the map. The man won 4 state championships back to back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? He created quarterbacks, Kevin Cobb, a guy named Brandon Stewart. Like, he had a team down there, and that's where Tarleton State is located at. Then he went on the University of Houston. University of Houston was like on his deathbed, and he brought that program back up. And then when he gets to Baylor, he had some bumps in the road, but he brought that program back to respectability.
Mm-hmm.
Now what he did, like you said, that was somewhat of a moral issue on his part, but it doesn't take away what that school been trying to hide, trying to cover up for so long. Now, like I said, you almost got the death penalty. Like, they was talking about giving him the death penalty. They was talking about giving them the death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, all the stuff that happened, like, who fault is it? And for Stephen A. Smith to holler out like Hugh Jackson was a hypocrite for hiring this man. No, he hired the best person that fit his program. You know what I'm saying? Like, after that blowback with Baylor, Art Briles went back to coaching high school football at Mount Vernon, and he took them to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, the man can coach football.
Facts.
The man can coach football, and for Doug Williams to turn his nose and not, saying that it was the wrong decision by the school, that means that he's out of touch with reality.
That's fair. I like that. That's fair.
He's out of touch with reality. Like, he, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, where were you when they was, where were you as an alumni when they was striking, when they had a boycott of a football game? Where were you when these players years later have the same issues as far as what's going on with the football program? What were you to help your school out? You was nowhere to be found. Nowhere. Like, you're the big, you're like one of the biggest alumni that school has, and you haven't done anything for them since then, other than being a coach and, almost trashing the school's reputation when you was coaching them.
Yeah. But hey, man, hey, David, listen, man, I appreciate the call, bro. Hey, also, stop putting your number in the chat. You're not a member no more. So don't think you get those same privileges, bro. You ain't got no icon on your jank.
Wait a minute.
You better double check that. I'm trying to tell you, you better double check that.
Okay.
All right.
Well, hey, let me fix my thing then.
All right. Peace. Yes, I already talked about Stephen A. Smith. You got to go back earlier. Oh, I love me some Dr. Lori Wilson, but she put you on blast. She said, come on, where was you at when I was on the yard? Stop playing. She was like, you weren't even trying to holler. Stop playing. She said, stop playing with me. All right. Let me go back to what Kendrick Hayes said. I want to answer his question, and then I'm going to get to some comments in here. All right. Kendrick said, Offscript, so how do you see it playing out at Grambling with all the attention it's getting, and how would you like to see it play out? Listen, I would like for Grambling to be competitive. All right. That means in discussion for the SWAC West. All right. That means like coming down to the last few games. You know what I'm saying? Like coming down for the last few games, you know, they're in the mix, win here, a loss there. They can go to the SWAC championship. That's all I really ask is for them to be competitive. Now, I do want to see them putting up 40 and 50 points. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I just think with the attention, you got to be, you're walking on a very, very, very thin line. Walking on a very, 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 very thin line. All right. So you can't really step out of place. You can't really do too much outside of those borders and make sure you run a clean program. Because the NCAA gonna be looking at you heavy. The public eye gonna be looking at you heavy. So don't mess up. Just don't mess up. Don't have no reason to mess up. All right. And last but not least, I want to talk to the HBCU fans and media real quick. All right. And this is my thing, right? I've talked to some people. Like there has to be some type of change. And what I mean by that is, and I've talked about this on numerous occasions, but I just want to make a quick announcement on it, man. Like, listen, I'm always going to champion this factor. I don't care how you feel about me. I don't care if you think I think the white man's ice is colder and I got Stockholm syndrome. I don't give a damn, right? I'm going by what I see. And what I see is that a lot of y'all feel the same exact way I do. You think the white man's ice is colder. You know why you feel that way? Because you keep begging to be on other people's platforms instead of doing your own shit. All right. So once again, and for when Dr. Lori Wilson called in and she talked about her parents and her grandparents and her great-grandparents, you know, building their own, how FAMU took over their where they're at right now that was full of snakes and they made it their own. At some point in time, you got to start holding yourselves accountable for not doing your own due diligence of having your own shit. There's power in numbers. There's power in ownership. All right. Instead of keep giving your power away to ESPN, instead of keep getting your product away for ESPN, learn how to capitalize on your own stuff. Learn how to capitalize on your own stuff. Okay? It's just that simple. You keep telling me, Scotty, this is what be killing me. Scotty, we don't need the PWI. Scotty, we don't need the white people. Scotty, we don't. If you don't need that in football, if you don't need that in competition, why do you need it in business? Why do you need it in business? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. So this is my thing, right? This is my thing. I'm so sick and tired of hearing how people are, forget raising that. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about how we got this person and this person is here and this person is there and this person's in this position, this person's in that position. You have all these powerful people in places and spots that have immense knowledge that they cannot come back and figure something out to make it better for their institution and for the HBCU family of all, that they can't come back. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm always going to stand on the mountain. Until you do your own stuff, I don't want to hear about what you don't want from the white man. I don't care. I don't care. Until you step away from ESPN, because figuratively enough, funny thing, in the process of talking to different companies about my channel, and everything that they've said. I've met some very, very, very important people, right? And I'm talking about people that got money. And I ain't talking about small money. I'm talking about big money. And they said it's real funny how people think that the SWAC is exclusively owned by ESPN. It is not. The ESPN does not have exclusive rights to the SWAC. The SWAC office won't ever tell you this. Your ADs will never tell you this. Your presidents will never tell you this. The ESPN that you know, that all you beg and borrow and deal, they do not own exclusive anything from the SWAC. You know why? To have exclusivity, you have to show every single sport in the SWAC. You have to cover baseball. You have to cover basketball. You have to cover softball. You have to cover every single sport that the SWAC gives. And they don't. So since that, they can't have exclusive rights. But you know what ESPN does? ESPN calls your SWAC commissioner, calls your listen to what I'm listen. I've got the cease and desist letter. Listen to what I'm telling you, okay? Listen to me. I've got numerous cease and desist letters. I've got emails from people from the SWAC office telling me that I am messing up their relationship with ESPN. I got facts. I got receipts. I don't play games like that. All right? Anything that I'm telling you, I got emails to back it up. Okay? So what I'm telling you is they will make the call and tell you to stop doing what you're doing. They will tell your AD, your president, whoever that they communicate, marketing, whatever, they will tell you, stop making that deal or we're going to pull out. Stop doing this or we won't give you this. It's like a girl. Let me tell you, like, it's like a girl dating a guy who dangles marriage in front of your face. Who dangles marriage in front of your face, right? So y'all dating or whatever, he does something stupid. She's like, oh, I don't want to be with you no more. You know what he says? I wish you would stop acting like that. I was going to marry you. I was really going to marry you. You know what I'm saying? See, I can't even marry you right now because of the way you acting right now. I can't even be associated. See, I was thinking about buying you a ring. I was even thinking about buying you a ring. That's what happens to your SWAC ADs and presidents. They get bullied. They get bullied out of making decisions based on the financial advancement of your institution. So when I tell you that you need transparency from your institution, listen to what I'm telling you. You need transparency. You need transparency. You need somebody to be like, yo, what y'all Bama's doing up there? Everybody want to blame Coach Prime for this and Coach Prime for that. You got a lot of ADs that's acting like Puff Daddy. All in the video, all in the deals. That's why companies don't want to give to y'all. That's why companies don't want to give money, because they don't know where the money going. They don't know where the money is going. They want to give you money. It will be in their best interest to give you money, but they don't know where the money going. You got your ADs and SIDs and people that's my boy, that's my frat, you know, Bama Phi Bama, you know what I'm saying? Script Phi Script. Yo, we grew up together. Shout out to that. Mu Phi Mu, you know what I'm saying? Delta, you know, Thetas. We rep the Thetas. I mean, you got all this foolishness going on. There has to be change. You want to hold everybody else responsible. Oh, they won't give us money. Oh, they won't do this for us. Oh, they won't pay the lines. They won't do this. But you won't even look at the same Bamas that sign checks for your professors, or the same people that are making rules and laws in your ADs, your SIDs. You won't challenge them, though, because they know everything. We as Black people, we count the money. We count the money from the ATM machine. You got a machine that counts the money for you. My mom did this every single time. She would go to the ATM, get money, and she would count it out. Like the ATM gonna mess up. So we don't even trust a machine. We don't even trust a machine, but you'll trust Black people in positions that they don't think you trying to get money. They ain't doing side deals, hustle deals. Hey, yeah, I'll let you advertise, but go ahead and give me 3,000 on the side, you know what I'm saying? I'll put this. Y'all don't think that's not going on at your institution? You don't think that there's something going on? Like, come on, bro. Like, you don't think, come on, man. What are we talking about right now? You got people in jail for embezzling money from bands. Like, it's been noted, it's been caught, it's been found out, and you still have not done due diligence to have transparency with your institution. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. Listen, it's one thing I would never. Listen, I know I go at Coach Prime a lot, right? And I know I go at the foolishness that they got on, but I will never forget what he told me when I went down to Laxton State and interviewed him. I will never forget what he told me. He said, Scotty, I'm telling you now, I could do 10 times more if people who were supposed to do their job did their job. He said, what you see is just the tip of the iceberg that I could accomplish if people would just want, he said, that are in the position would just want to do their job. He said, I get so much pushback for just simple things that these kids need. Just simple things. He said, I'm asking you to do your job. I'm not asking you to go above it. I'm asking you to do your job. He said, I could do 10 times more than what you see if Bamas would just do their job and stop trying to fight me on everything. On every single thing. Really? Really? So my thing is this. You got to change your mindset that you're in. It can't, listen, if you keep going listen, y'all have been around for decades, years, right? We understand 400 years of slavery. We understand segregation. We understand Jim Crow laws. We understand what HBCU institutions did for the education of Black men and women to excel in society and culture. That will never be disparaged on any level. But at some time, you have to take the fight inside your house. You have to clean up your own house. You have to get your infrastructure together before you can want and ask from somebody else to do something for you. Because I'll be honest, I wouldn't give $1 to a lot of these institutions because I wouldn't know where my money's going. I would not know where my money is going. The PWIs, listen, and I talked to Mr. Campbell. I talked to Mr. Campbell about this, and this is pretty funny. Mr. Campbell said, if I'm a PWI getting $66 million and I skim off the top, nobody gives a damn. Nobody gives a damn. It's $66 million. Ain't nobody giving a damn. But if I'm only getting $600,000 and I'm skimming off the top, that's a lot. If I'm only giving $1 million and you're skimming off the top, that hurts me a lot more. You can't do what white institutions are doing at your institution because you don't have the financial backing and structure to take a loss. You don't have the financial backing and stability to take those losses and take those L's. So listen, I'm gonna say this, man, and I'm gonna get up out of here. You guys can always call in 516-259-9041. The mindset that you have on your media, on your football, sports, or whatever, is the same thing that we talk about in each other's households for real. It's the same thing we talk about in each other's households for real. And shout out to Conscious, because I haven't heard from him in a while. Shout out to Conscious. Is that, and I say this to my friends all the time, imagine if the top NBA players branded together and did their own thing. The NBA is like, what, 60% black? Imagine if the top NFL players got together and did their own thing. Imagine if the product understood its value. We talk about that all the time. But the same HBCU institutions have to understand none of that gets going if you don't build an infrastructure to build on top of it. You can't build a house on shaky sand. That's in the Bible. All right? The wolf couldn't blow down a house built of brick. So what I'm saying to you is that the same conversations we have about players not signing up with Nike, the same disgust that you have with LeVar Ball for starting Baller Brand for his own kids, a black man. Listen, LeVar, if you ever want to sponsor a show, my boy, please. I love Baller Brand. I absolutely big Baller Brand, triple B's, baby. All right. If you have the same discussion, right, of building your own, why doesn't LeBron go out and start his own brand? Not under Nike, his own brand, his own big baller brand. Stand on your own. You have the backing. You have the infrastructure to do. You have the platform to do so. But people are so ingrained with easy money. It's the same thing with black artists in the record label. Instead of you going out and doing your own thing like a Rockefeller or Rick Ross getting distribution deals, you'll get an advance. You'll get a loan from the record companies and not own your own stuff. Your influence, listen, your influence is big enough. And I keep hearing from SWAC fans, we have our own market. We have our own network. Then do your own stuff. Do your own stuff. Have it that you can only watch a Grambling game on a Grambling or on a HBCU network. Have it like that. Have it like that. If you're not trying to promote to everybody because you feel everybody is not your market, promote to who's going to watch what you're going to watch. Because there's always money in black, right? That's why you see Asians set up shop in black communities. That's why you see liquor stores in black. That's why you see the stores that you see in low income neighborhoods, because it's not that we don't have money. We just willing to spend it. We're willing to spend it wherever we want to. We have the capital. We have the dollars. We'll drive the nicest vehicle pulling up to an apartment. How you got a Range Rover and you stay in an apartment complex? How you have an S500 and you live in an apartment complex? You got the money. It's just where you spending it. So, listen, I'm not here to bring anybody down. I'm not here to say that, all I'm saying is hold people accountable. Get to your institutions and give them and make them be transparent. Make them be transparent with the alumni that gives them money. Make them be transparent with everything that they're doing, because we should know what you're doing. Where are these deals coming from? Who's a part of these deals? Why this money's earmarked for this and not earmarked for that? And make changes. And make changes, man. So listen, I love my black people. I love being black. Ain't nothing better. I always tell you, ain't nothing cooler than being black. I got you, Conscious. I'm going to keep it rolling. Conscious. I got you. All right. So I'm going to keep it rolling till my man Conscious calls him. Haven't heard from him in a while. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love our, listen, we are culture. I want y'all to think about this. Even when we didn't have much, even in the slavery days, the music we created, the food we made, we're always so, we think outside. We are innovators. Black people are innovators. It's in our DNA. It's in our culture. It is who we are. Listen, I want y'all to think about this, right? Listen, be real. I want y'all to be 100% real with me. How many times have y'all met a white friend or family, right? And I'm not trying to, there's outliers to everything, right? But how many times have you met a white friend or family or Caucasian, whoever, minority, a different minority group, and they have gone through, maybe their parents got a divorce and they're just so distraught. I mean, they're just like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't live. And black people, listen, it's just another day. And we have, like, you know, some counselors say it's a trauma. It's a trauma thing, that we've seen so much trauma in our lives that we grow up faster, or we've seen so much trauma in our life that it's just like, you become numb to it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but we don't have time as black people to dwell on little issues. And that to us is a little issue, because we're fighting a society that systemically wants to keep us oppressed. They do everything they can to stop us from getting a foothold, but we're just so innovative that we just keep coming up with ways to keep getting around it. So why stop in sports? That's my thing. Why become so complacent in sports? Why now that ESPN has gave us, if ESPN has given us the quote unquote the seal of approval, why now we okay to be like, oh, we good now? No, we should keep innovating. Keep innovating. Keep coming up with ideas. Keep trying to push our narrative above the plane. Even if at the end of the day it doesn't reach mass appeal, it appeals to who it needs to appeal to. It appeals who it needs to appeal to. Even when you go to church, the message ain't for everybody. It's just for somebody who needs it. Everybody don't get convicted at church, just the people who need it. All right? Everybody doesn't see God the same way, but he impacts your life differently. And just like HBCU, I'm telling you guys this, and this is, and I thank God for where he's taking this and where he's going with this, but you know, there's a lot of conceptions that I came into this game when I first started covering HBCU sports. But then when I started seeing it, the value, if we're being honest, the value is not in the sports. If we're being 100, the value is not in the sports. The value is in the community. That's the value. The value, like and I told, it's funny, I told Key, I said, I'm going to get so big that I want my kids to understand that there's no HBCU they can't go to. There's absolutely no HBCU school that my name won't get you into. Hey, my dad's Offscript. Oh, shoot, come on in here. Because that's the community I want my daughter to be a part of. That's the community I want my son to be a part of. I've never seen connections and community go so deep and so wide. Shout out to Miss Love, shout out to Miss Howard. Based off my channel and Miss Howard giving to me, and Miss Howard hooking me up with Miss Love, LaShonda Love. And those two women expanding my network beyond belief, meeting people I would have never imagined they knew, is amazing. It's mind-boggling. There's people like a Mr. Campbell who went to FAMU and has ties to Jackson State, and his network being so big that it puts me in rooms I never thought in a million years that I would be in. You know what I'm saying? It's people that hit me up, you know, from different schools. I'm like, hey, man, I know this guy. And hey, man, I know this guy. And hey, man, I know this guy. The community is so big and so willing to help. You can't buy that anywhere else. I don't give a damn about the football. I don't give a damn about the sports. And I know this is a sports channel, but what I'm saying is that you can't imagine how deep this network goes, and it doesn't take a lot to get there. There's literally 6 degrees of separation for some probably the highest members in society from an HBCU person. It's amazing. It's truly amazing to what they own, to what they know, who they went to school with, what money they got. I mean, you can go damn near to the White House. From one person that I've met on my channel could probably talk to 2, 3, 4 people, and then next thing you know, I'm talking to Kamala. I'm talking to Kamala in the White House. Like, no bull crap. So what you're promoting, even though it's sports and we love football and all that, it's the community and the reach of an HBCU and how much they're willing to give to their own is just amazing, man. Let me take this call. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What's going on, sir? This is me calling back in again, man. And I know you're trying to wait until the generation guy gets on because he's on this conference call. I just want to kill a little bit of time before he gets on the phone or whatnot. I just speak for some people when I say thank you for doing what you do on this show. Because I know you talked about you don't have the HBCU experience, et cetera, but your perspective is very helpful and very needed because you are forcing us as HBCU alumni and as fans to actually have those difficult conversations that we have been afraid to have for years. You are making us or forcing us to look in the mirror and say, hey, why aren't we doing this stuff? Hey, why aren't these things happening? Hey, how come this stuff is not taking place here? And I'm glad you talked about Black excellence. I'm glad you're speaking about places that we can go. But this also talks about things that we have to do to get our house in order as well. And I think for a lot of people who listen, who are in the chats, who have been paying attention, we're actually being forced to, shall I say, deal with our own reckoning, as they say. Like if we're really going to do this, like if we're really going to take the next step, that's going to have to make the difficult decision because I mean, Mr. ATM, hell, I still count my bills and cover the ATM machine. You know, I still do every time I go. But I can also say too that that reason why I don't ask those questions, and of course I've said this, of course I've talked about this offline as well. Those people who should be asking, they may not know what they're doing. And one thing, as I said this word, Black folks, we're very, very proud. We do not want to go in public or have to admit that we may not know something. And we talk about like this being sports and whatnot, but people admitting to not knowing something, they would feel, and I think this is wrongly so, they would feel that that's an indictment on HBCUs as a whole. No, it is not. It is not an indictment of anything we do. It's just having much needed conversation, nothing wrong with dialogue. It only becomes a problem when you don't want to acknowledge the issues even exist. That's the problems that we have at times. But hopefully conversations like the ones that you always have on your show on a daily basis, and if I don't catch live, I do catch the replays of it. And I'll probably say that your podcast, your show is probably the only show that I watch like this on YouTube. So shout out to you for everything that you do, man. I really appreciate all that.
Hey, no problem, JB. Thank you so much. As always, I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that was all. Just so I didn't want to ramble or whatnot.
No, you good, bro. You good, JB. No, I always appreciate the call, man. Real talk.
Yes, sir. And
Oh, sorry, JB. My bad. I didn't know you was keep going. My bad. I'm sorry. My bad. That's my fault. My bad, JB. That's on me. That was on me. Listen, and JB, you're more than welcome to call back JB and give your last point. All right. So let me get this. I got you. Okay, I see it, Hezekiah. Let me finish this point, right? And we could probably get it back to Art Briles. This is my thing. There's nothing wrong with celebrating the individualism of HBCU graduates and HBCU alums and all that. There's nothing wrong with that, because that just shows you what product of person that you're putting out into the world. So I get that. But there needs to be more validation and more promotion of committee, of working together. Because yes, I'm sending my dollar here and I'm sending my dollar here, and we have a plan or a program that is sending money to this institution. But as a collective, what are we doing with it? As a collective, see, it's not just money. It should be ideas. Thank you, God. It's not just money, but it's ideas. Because it's easy for a millionaire to write $100,000 check. It's easy for a millionaire to write a $10,000 check. But what you're missing out on is his ideas. What you're missing out on is how he became a millionaire. What you're missing out on is his impact he could give to to his alumni, to his institution. That's what you're missing out on. At some point in time, listen, they always say you can take all the money from the richest people in the world and redistribute it to the public, and it will go right back to the people that were wealthy because of their mindset, because of how they operate and how they see things in life. So what you're not doing is you're not picking the brains of people who think differently than you and how they got the money and how they set this institution up or company or anything like that. So it's all good and dandy to talk about money and are you giving and are you doing this and are you doing that? But there's money in ideas. There is money in ideas. There's value in ideas. There's value in innovation. And no, not all change is good, but there is value in something different. If Grambling and Jackson State and FAM and Bethune were still thinking in the 1920s, in the 1950s, there would be no FAMU. There would be like, come on, like if you still had the same mindset in the 1950s and 1960s, there would be no school. I mean, you would literally probably have the same rickety buildings. All right, the same wooden buildings. You would have chalkboards everywhere. You would have the desk that that your knees couldn't fit. You got to flip up. If you did not change with the times, it's the same thing in your house. All right, my boy Conscious. What's good, Conscious? Talk to me.
What's good, bro? How you doing?
That's good, man. I haven't heard from you in a while. Talk to me.
Man, look, my life is very interesting right now, but this is a topic that it's long overdue, but it's way more complicated, Scotty. This is a systemic issue. And I need to be honest with you and fully transparent about the dynamics of what I personally feel has contributed to a lot of it. But before I go down that route, I need to just go ahead and tell you, when you came into this sphere, you were met with excitement. You were met with gratitude and thankfulness because you created a platform where people can voice their opinions and they had a voice to discuss how they felt about teams and activities and so forth. But then you started to veer into an area that people like myself have been in for quite some time.
So the show that you're having right now are issues that people like myself and a lot of my friends who went to Jackson State have talked about for years, Scotty. And so now you're visibly frustrated, but imagine how we feel. Imagine if you have had to see this for 20 plus years in your institution, and there's nothing that you can do about it because it doesn't change. How would you feel?
Frustrated.
Yep. So you just been covering the SWAC for a year, almost a year, and you see it on the surface. Now, for those of us who have grown up in it, who have been entrenched in it, who have seen this thing from beginning to end, there's a different level of acceptance and tolerance that we have had to cope with. And some of us have done it in a variety of different ways. Some of us have decided to just say, you know what, I'm just going to give more money. Some of us decided to say, you know what, enough is enough. We're going to start to partner and strategically put in people that align with our visions so that we can change this. And some people, and I don't agree with this, some people have just decided to walk the hell away and not do anything because they are frustrated. But I said this is a systemic issue, and I was going to call in when you was having the A&T show. And I'm respectful of everybody's thoughts and opinions about the A&T issue, the Grambling issue, some of the Jackson State issues, because I understand the history behind why we struggle so much. But I'm going to tell you why personally, and I'll get to this show, but why personally the A&T issue is a byproduct of this very same show. Are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm here.
Okay. All right. So we have A&T that proactively decides to leave the MEAC because of the leadership, and I get it. And there's some systemic issues that are within the MEAC leadership that has created the need for A&T to feel like they can be better served by going to another by going to another conference. And instead of them going independent and strategizing and figuring out, how they want to navigate this, they decided to go to the Big South. That was a failed adventure, but the reason why they highlighted their purpose for doing that is because of travel costs, which we now know to be a big joke. Because now you're going to be joining a conference where undoubtedly your travel costs are going to go up significantly. And we're not even talking about just because you have to go up to the Northeast territories. We're saying this because of inflation now. And now the cost of gasoline and fuel that undoubtedly are going to go up significantly. So what you were once paying just to go up to the Northeast, you can pretty much almost double or triple that, especially with what's going to happen in the next few months.
Hey, Conji,
right,
let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you want to finish your point and then I come back to your points, or how do you want to do it? Because you want to go one for one.
I'm gonna finish my point because what I'm about to say is going to tick some people off, but I have to say it.
No, go ahead then. Finish your point.
And so now you have A&T that is following a model of the same thing that we're talking about now. And that is somebody's group or organization is better than what we have right now. Why can't we build up our own instead of all the time thinking about ways to strategize to join somebody else's crusade when they don't have our best interest in mind? Why is that the Black default mindset? We don't build up our own. We build up somebody else's. And then we sit here and complain about the very same conditions that we contributed to. Well, we built that up. And I say this is a systemic issue. It's a byproduct because it's built into our DNA. Our ancestors, Blacks, Native Americans, Indians, they were all the building blocks for this nation. And to this day, we're still continuing to build this nation. We're holding on to a dream that our ancestors had that is now turned into a nightmare. We dream of equality. We dream of
of making sure that there's a level playing field. We dream that everybody's going to be treated equally, but that's not the reality. It's like we know the foundation of America is built on steal, kill, and destroy, and we expect the fruits that this nation is going to be providing is going to be beneficial. You can't get good fruit from a sour foundation. Go ahead.
No, I'm really just, I want you to get everything out because I'm taking notes so I don't lose my points. So that's why.
Go ahead.
So my thing first with the travel call with North Carolina AT going to the new conference, right? So you're wrong. So what happens is they're splitting their conference into divisions to where they won't have to travel as much to the Northeast. They're keeping they're going to have a North Division and South Division. So they might only go up from what A&T people have been telling me, because they've been blowing my Instagram up since after I had that show. They said that they won't have to travel as much going all the way down to Florida and all the way up to Delaware State and all those type of things. They won't have to deal with that because there will be a North and South Division. So that's one. Inflation was going to happen anyways. It's natural. That's how life is.
Scotty, do you believe that? Do you believe those costs are not going to be significant? Do you really believe that?
I really do, because it wouldn't. So let me ask you this: if they stayed in the MEAC if they stayed in the MEAC, and let's say FAMU had stayed, and they had to go all the way down to FAMU, go all the way up to Delaware State, is that not the same? Are they not spending the same amount of money on gas? Is that not different?
Yeah, but there's strategic ways that you can mitigate that.
So there's not strategic. Go ahead.
You could have brainstormed with your leadership to lessen the travel costs by creating, some additional classes.
So they can't say the same thing. They can't say the same thing in the CAA. Like, you're not like everything that you're at. Listen, if you want the North Carolina A&T to stay in their conference to build their own, I support that argument. But at the same time, if your only pushback is because of gas and inflation, like
that's not my only pushback. My only pushback is you had a chance. Okay, so let me relate this to war. I love my A&T brethren, but I'm frustrated, and it's not just because of them abandoning the conference. It's because they're pursuing a crusade that will, in the end, from a big picture perspective, only benefit them temporarily and does a disservice to us as a whole.
So let me ask you this. The disservice that they're doing to their own, what is that disservice?
Okay, so I give you an example. You were in the military, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's say you got an army of 13,000 soldiers from a different battalion that you need to utilize to go to war.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the army, the people, they're ready to go to war for you, but the leadership says, "Nah, we're not ready for it." And you're saying this is for a common goal. This is for a common good. You got 13,000 skilled warriors that we need to utilize to go to battle, but the leadership says this is not our fight. We're not a part of it. We don't want to be a part of you. We know what your big picture perspective is to unify all of us. We don't care. We don't care. Okay. So go to war without us. So these skilled warriors that we can definitely utilize in this war are saying, "Nah, we ain't." But then when they need us for a specific initiative or consultation, they say, "Hey, can we get with you now? Can we get with you now to benefit us? We need a couple of games with our black counterparts because we need some money in our coffers right now. So we need to guarantee we can be with you for about 3 or 4 games, but after that, we don't need you."
Okay, so I like your analogy, but it's skewed, right? Because I'll keep it with your military. If I have 13,000 men, right, and let's say another battalion has 20,000 and they need my 13,000, but what their goal is not my goal, then I'm not putting my troops in that battalion, or I'm not going to combine with you. North Carolina A&T's goal is not the Celebration Bowl. That's not their goal.
But that's not the end goal.
For them, listen, wait, I'll let you go, Conscious.
The Celebration Bowl is not the end goal.
Let me tell you this. They they're taking a bet on, and I don't know. I'm speculating, but I know for a fact they don't want to play in the Celebration Bowl no more. That's not their goal. They want to be national champions. That's their mindset. You cannot blame an institution that wants that mindset. Now what you have to do is go back to the SWAC and MEAC and say, if we want to play in the national championship, you guys don't want to play in the national championship, where do we meet in the middle? Where's the middle at for that? Conscious? That's what I'm saying, because go ahead.
Well, we don't know where their middle is, because A&T has not been as forthcoming as they could have been in articulating accurately what their long-term game is. All right, so they've left a lot up to speculation, and that's part maybe their strategy with their leadership is to leave it up for speculation or to keep that close to their chest. I gotta respect that. I don't know. This is all presumptuous on everybody's behalf and assuming. But for the sake of this discussion, for back and forth, I need to state this point, because again, anytime no one is saying that A&T is the central or the centralized unit that we need to push forward. As a people, and you just said this, as a people, why do we feel as though by us benefiting individually that collectively we're fixed? Why do we think that? Who gave us that mindset? Who told us that as long as my house is fine, I don't care about nobody else? Where did that come from?
If I'm being honest, I think there's a natural individualism in a lot of Black people, like just naturally. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes that like I said, in the HBCU community, I've never seen that much support. But as a culture as a whole, there's a lot of individualism. You know what I'm saying? Like Kanye West said, famous line, I spent $400 on this just to be like, you ain't up on this. You know, like, I just want to outshine you. I want to outgrow you. I want to let you know how much better I am than you, how much money I have, all that type. So there is a little individualism in the culture as it stands. I get that, right? But my thing is this: if A&T's goal is to be FBS, or if A&T's goal are to be national championships, why that doesn't take away from them being a Black school. So to have an HBCU be a national championship the last time since FAMU, that's historic in its own right. But the thing about A&T, they're looking back saying, bro, we don't they just don't want to be Celebration Bowl champions. They just don't want to be Celebration Bowl champions.
But I think that's very short-sighted. I think that's short-sighted on your behalf to say that it's just about the Celebration Bowl. Who cares, man? This is the bigger vision is the unification of our schools to collectively empower ourselves to move up a division. That's what I would put as the long-term vision and goal. The long-term vision is not a Celebration Bowl and keeping that intact. The long-term vision from my perspective, if I'm being fully transparent with everybody in the chat, is to move up. Is to move up collectively, not individually.
Sir, Conscious, there's no feasible way. Listen to what I'm saying. You can't take everybody with you, right?
I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that, Scott.
That doesn't make sense then. Then your point, hold on. Your point, hold on. I'll let you finish. Your point.
Go ahead.
Your point to me is invalid if you're saying collectively we need to move up. Then I tell you that everybody can't come, and you're like, I understand that. You can't have it both ways.
But hold on. But you never cited the reason why. Okay, you said you can't have it both ways. Nobody is saying that only. Okay, Scotty. Let me be very blatantly honest with you. Do you think that there could be one HBCU that moves up by themselves to FBS and survive?
Not with the mindset of the fans. No.
Okay. All right. So this model that maybe a few HBCUs have is kind of misguided. Would you say that?
I would say yes.
Okay. Do you think if there were maybe 6 to 8 HBCUs who moved up collectively to FBS, would they survive?
Probably so. Most likely, yes.
Okay. That's my point, Scotty. I agree. Everybody can't do it. I understand that. My point is, if we think about the long-term vision of moving up to FBS, how about we unite together to do it rather than going about it in an individualistic approach? As much as I love A&T, even if they wanted to join the MEAC, you know what? I still wouldn't even let them join the MEAC again if it came down to that. Do you know why, Scotty? Because you have now shown me that if it comes down to the dirty grit, to the nitty gritty, as we like to say, if the adversary promise you something that I can't give you, you're going to stab me in the back. And that's real talk.
Okay, hold on. So let me get my point. Just like I answered your questions and I'll let you finish. This is my thing. If you only took 6 to 8 teams to a conference, you would still have to play PWIs. Yes or no?
Say that again.
I said, if you only took 6 to 8 teams to a conference, you would still have to play PWIs. Yes or no?
I agree. Yes, you would.
So you will still have to be, your fans would still have to understand we are going to play white people. And the funny thing is,
that's fine.
You're not even
that's
playing
fine.
white kids. You're playing black kids that just go to a white school. But because I feel like you want to interrupt. My thing is this.
No, I ain't. I'm fine.
Okay,
I'm fine.
cool.
Go ahead.
All right, my thing is this, right? You're only taking 6 to 8 teams. You still have to have the financial backing. Where are you? Because it go like, I feel like this. When A&T is doing, I don't have a problem with the model because you have to start training your fans to get used to playing PWIs. That takes time. That takes time and effort, but you have to win. You can't be a loser. You can't be losing, because people say Tennessee State or whatever, but you can't be losing. You can't be number 1 or you can't be a 4th or 5th in your conference and thinking that that's going to work. That model is going to work, because it's not all black people going to do. So you see, we should have never left. That's what's going to happen. Okay. But my thing is this.
Look,
wait,
I'm gonna say this. I'm
gonna say this point. I'm gonna say this point, and then I'm gonna give it right back to you. Well, my issue is this: if the MEAC commissioner and the SWAC commissioners are not doing their due diligence, if there's a few people here and there that want a different model to cater to them, right? So instead of having a celebration bowl, which mandated your teams, it should have been optional. If you have teams that want to go to the playoffs, we'll take the second best team. If you want teams that don't want to go to the playoffs, you have to listen, one rule does not fit all. And that's what pushed A&T out for facts. Fam, you came to the SWAC because beneficial. It made more sense for them to play SWAC teams because of what? Travel costs. So you have to start catering to people in certain different ways to make sure everybody's happy. There is not a one size fits all in this situation. But go ahead. It's back to you, Conscious.
Well, I'm gonna take this to a spiritual perspective, because you have some valid points, but I need to get this out. Why do our people perish?
For lack of knowledge, lack of vision.
Lack of vision. And you started this show off. The tail bit of your show was about the lack of transparency that exists in some of these HBCUs, the decisions the leadership makes, the issues that have plagued us for so long, and how we try to do things that other institutions can do that we can't do. Is that pretty accurate?
That's pretty accurate. I'll give you that.
Okay. If we look at this from that lens only, is A&T still following suit with that vision?
Say that again. So back it up.
If we look at it,
go ahead. Back it up for me and go for it.
If we look at the current decision-making process, just from that lens only, is A&T still making that? Is A&T still following that same path?
Not so much.
You said not so much?
Not so much.
Why? Explain.
I kind of missed your first half of that, but if the path that I'm gonna state my point, and then you can
remember we can have our own. We can build up our own. You made a very valid point about ESPN and about you receiving cease and desist letters and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Very valid point. So I think the premise of what you were saying is build up your own, correct?
Yes.
All right, build up your own. And instead of us building up our own, what do?
Separate. We
separate. Because we believe separation is best, because that's what's been taught to us, right? What has been taught to us is separate, create your own autonomy, and then talk about everybody else who don't have what you have.
Okay.
That's what we've been taught as a people.
So this is tough, man.
No. Let's. I told you this is a longer.
I love it. I love it.
Than what you probably got time for.
Oh, I got time. I got time.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
We've been taught division. We've been taught distractions. We've been taught disobedience. We've been taught delay actions. We've been taught all of the above, and we apply it. We don't invest in our own. We don't trust our own. We don't believe in our own. And then we make excuses not to do anything about it. We put in place restrictions and red tape procedures in our institutions to protect ourselves from believing.
Okay, so this is where I'm gonna ask you: is it wrong for a group of Black people to not have the same mindset as you? Because there's still power in numbers, yes, but at the same time, is everybody going to be on board with what your goal is? Negative.
No.
Everybody,
no, not.
You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to get on board with what you believe in or what you see, but the people that are for the cause are going to be for the cause. And for that, if A&T's model and for themselves is to be FBS and that's their goal, then that can be their goal. Because at the end of the day, it's still an accomplishment for an HBCU to be in the FBS program and to be solidified and not have to jump back down and rebuild, and, to be there and to hold their own in that conference. So there's an accomplishment in that. And we can be happy for that. Even in its isolation, even its individualism, we can still be, hey, shout out to y'all.
We can, and we will, Scotty. We can, and we will. We can, and we will.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to state, you just said it would not be feasible. You don't believe it would be feasible for one HBCU to move up by themselves. We agreed to that, right?
I do, because of the mindset of the fans. Like if North Carolina A&T had the money, could get the football team, could get the resources, at the end of the day, it's the alumni who are going to me that are going to be they're going to have a mental block in saying, why am I coming to the game? Their band isn't good. Why am I coming to the game? They won't tailgate like us. Why am I coming? That's the mindset that the fans are going to have. So that puts a cap. You're limiting on how good it could be just because of the block that you have that's saying that they aren't like us. That's what that to me is what's going to be the backlash.
That's not the reason why I'm limiting it though, Scott. I'm saying what I'm saying because I understand the structure of today's current society. You pacify us enough just so we can shut up, so you can hush the puppies per se. That's my point. You would give us just a little. You would give one entity, one group, one section, one compartmentalized, isolated group of people. You would give them just enough to shut them up. We know that today's sheriff system and patrol and police system is a byproduct of what we used to call then the slave patrol. We know that's the reason why the police force exists, is it not?
That's true. That's how it started.
You wanted to protect. So do we still have it in place? Do we still have the brutality? Do we still have the innocent black killings? Do we still have the unfairness of slaves being taken in modern day society because of the color of their skin?
That's fair.
Did anybody change the system?
No. They just rebranded it.
Nobody. Okay, so what makes us think that as a people, we are going to get what we want by going about it individually?
Listen, this is my thing. I'm not, once again, I support what you're saying as, as cooperative economics, group mind, like as a group, you get more done as a coagulative or collaborative effort.
Yeah, a collaborative effort.
But I can't blame Jackie Robinson for taking the opportunity to go to the MLB. Now, did it hurt the Negro League? Absolutely. Because now that's the new thing. Everybody wants to go to the MLB. I can't blame.
So was it good or bad? Was it good or bad? It benefited him. But what did it do to the Negro League?
It killed the Negro League.
Who? It destroyed the Negro League. So again, they give you just enough to pacify you.
But at the same, hold on, conscious, hold on. But are we not, see, this is the thing. Are we not blaming the people who continue to make the decision to go to the MLB? Are we not? Because listen, if A&T, listen, this is the thing for me. If A&T makes the jump and everybody else is like, all right, that's cool. Y'all do you. We're going to do us down here. There's nothing wrong with that. You can still do your own. You can still work together and build something and have it your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, but how are you going about doing that? Because are you doing everything the right way to make sure everyone benefits? Are you taking the proper steps and procedures to make sure that nobody else is looking outside of you? Because the SWAT commissioner's goal at the wholesome could be like, yo, I'm trying to take 4 or 5 teams and let's move up to the FBS. That's a great goal. But then what do you do about all the teams you're leaving behind? What do you do with them? Because now it's a split SWAC, it's a split MEAC or whatever, and now they're rushing to it's a lot of moving parts to that, and you're going to have to leave somebody behind, and you can't say, well, like that's like being on the airplane and saying I only can take 10 people, and then the rest of y'all gotta die, or the rest of y'all gotta fend for yourselves, because that's what it sounds like. But you're saying we're still working together. We're still working together to move up. Somebody is still going to get hurt in the backlash of that. The SWAC part 2 is going to get hurt in the backlash of that, because you done took all your heavy hitters up a level and you left all the minor leaguers to fend for themselves and to push up a league that they couldn't hold up on their own when the heavy hitters were there.
So that's a fair assessment, but you're always going to have people that are going to be left behind, Scotty. You're always going to have that because that's what change brings about. The only thing that I'm saying is, at least when you make the move collectively as a whole, the people who get left behind have a model of saying they did it, then we're going to do it too. They don't have just one institution to look to. They may have 7 or 8 institutions that now they can partner with. This is not. We have to grow beyond the individualistic nature that has been taught to us. We have to grow beyond that, because as a people, it has done an injustice to us. We have been following a model that will undoubtedly lead to our eventual destruction. And I don't understand. I mean, I don't want to make this just about A&T, because I said at the beginning, what you're talking about is a microcosm of a bigger issue within our communities.
Mm-hmm.
You're upset because there's no transparency and people doing, backhanded stuff. They stealing from institutions. Who did we learn that from? So we're talking about the value that's been placed on these FBS, upper tier FBS schools and FCS schools. Okay, fine. All right. But at one point, those schools were scared to play us. You know the history, Scotty. They wouldn't even dare play us. Why, Scotty?
Because they were good. We were better than them.
Because we would bust their heads to the white meat. That's why. And they couldn't dare witness to their population, their teams get beat by a bunch of slaves.
This is my.
So what did they do?
Go ahead.
Huh?
No, go ahead. Finish your point.
So
I'm sorry. Go
what
ahead.
did they do? They put in measurements. They put in stipulations, protocols to prevent from them playing out of conference, specifically teams, black teams. And they built up their own. And they built up their own to the point that now we think it's the best thing ever.
All right, so let me say this. This is where I have a problem with what you're saying about the taught stuff, right? There's a lot of situations like, it goes back to the question, are you a product of your environment, right? So if you're saying white men taught us to do backhanded stuff and hand deals, that's like saying
it's just not just white men.
Oh,
I didn't say no.
Okay, you're right. Okay, because when you said who taught us, I assumed. So that's on me. I apologize for that. You're saying people taught us to do backhanded and illegal or kickbacks or whatever. But at the end of the day, you still have a choice. I have an uncle. I have cousins. That are in some stuff. They have taught me and shown me how to do some stuff. But it is still my choice on whether I follow that path. And it's the same thing as any other administration. I would hold them accountable. It is still your choice to embezzle money. It is still your choice to not do right by your institution. It is still your choice to do those if you can't do, I don't care what color you are, you still have a choice whether or not if you're going to do the right thing or the wrong thing that is morally. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself, I can't give you that. Now, what I will say is that you've probably taught how to get away with it. So it makes it more comfortable, easy, whatever. It's just something you feel normal to do, but it's still a choice at the end of the day. My thing is this. You have to put things in place that negate those behaviors. Because just like you're telling me, you're intellect. Come on, man, conscious. You know it all deep. So that means that's like you saying, okay, I know my kids, they love to get cookies at 1 o'clock when I'm asleep or when I'm taking my nap. Let me set up procedures to know for a fact they cannot get to that cookie jar without them having to come to me to give it to them. So you put that procedure in place. It's the same thing that these institutions, in past history, you have had administrators come in and say, hey, or come in and do some grimy stuff, good, bad, or indifferent, right? Giving money, taking money. However, you set up procedures in place that check the checker. That's how that happens. That's why you have two account managers or two CPAs to check the checker. You got to start putting things in place. That's my one avenue for that. And I'm gonna go this and I'm gonna give it back to you. When it comes to building something for HBCU football and for HBCU, a global brand, right? One, you have to you got to come to the table and say, what is our goal? If you don't have a goal and a vision to push to the people and the masses, everybody's going to want to do their own thing. And until that happens, because like you said, people perish without a lack of vision. Until the SWAC, the MEAC, whatever, if they cannot come up with a vision for HBCU schools in general, if that means from D3 to D2 or D1, however, for an HBCU community, if they can't come together and make something happen to say, this is what our goal is in 5 years, we want to be an independent conference that does its own HBCU playoffs, regardless of the NCAA. If they can't come to you with that mission, or if they say in 5 years We want to look like this. We don't want to have the Celebration Bowl. We want to have multiple bowls sponsored by celebrities and intellects and dialects and ambassadors and all of HBCU football, like more HBCU Legacy Bowl type stuff. If they can't come to you with that mission and that goal, something's wrong with the people in charge for not having the vision to push. It's on you, Conscious.
No, I agree on. So that's my sentiment. That's my point. My point is we have always been better together, unified. We have always been better. Don't let anyone else tell us any different. We have always been better together. There's a reason why we have been scattered to the four corners of the earth. I'm not going to make this all spiritually, but there's a reason why. There's a reason why there's restrictions on us as a people. There's a reason why COINTELPRO was created to spy on Black communities. There's a reason why all of this exists. There's a reason why segregation was in place. I would even go so far as to argue, not to make this a racial thing, but I would even venture to say that the civil rights movement was a disservice to us. If you look at the grand scheme of what it did to us as a community, single parent households increased, drug use increased, lack of skill set and jobs decreased significantly. Every negative aspect that or attribute or identifying factor that you can pinpoint as a negative, all of that occurred within our community, almost overnight. And here we are still saying, okay, well, we's gonna do what we's gonna do. We still don't see the big picture. We have always been better together.
Hey, man, appreciate the call, Conscious, as always, man. Don't be a stranger.
No doubt, bro.
All right, bro.
All right.
Hey, man, listen. Gotta love Offscript. All right, listen, you gotta love Offscript, where you know you can have those type of conversations, man. That's what it's about, having open and honest dialogue, because with ideas comes fruit. With ideas comes growth. With ideas comes innovation. You know what I'm saying? Like, and once again, that's what, listen, people be like, oh, Scotty, all you do is over talk. I really don't. If you give me the opportunity to speak my mind, just like I give you the opportunity to speak yours, I will most definitely be so respectable. It's just when you come with that awful energy and that icky vibe, all right, the ickiness, all right, I'm going to give you that icky back. Hello, caller, you live, talk to me.
Hey, I just wanted to add something to what he was saying. I do agree with the gist of what he's saying, but are we going to do what we need to do on our end? Yes, we know the rules, we know the system, blah, blah, blah. We get that. But we are in one of the most educated generation of Black people that's ever existed in America. We have the tools, we have the resources, but are we going to use them? We got 40 million almost Black people in the country, right? So why are we struggling to get our HBCUs to where they deserve to be? Like, it just...
That's the question.
I guess I'm just tired of talking about problems. I'm tired of talking about, we know the problem. Okay, well, then let's move to a solution, because I'm a solution-driven person. It's like, and let's talk about how all of these HBCUs are forming their own collectives. We need to be on those phones right now, calling those Black businesses and getting them involved in what's going on at our HBCU.
Absolutely.
All they can do is tell us no.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
We won't even make the phone call because we can't disagree without there being a big fallout. Like, what? That can make sense.
You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, you know, if I'm a business and you want me to give and I ask for the invoices, if I ask for transparency, they got to be compromises. Even in a marriage, you got to compromise. There's no one person that's right or wrong in this thing. So if you're going to partner with companies outside of your network or in your network or black owned, if they ask you for certain requirements to get their money, if you're not willing to do that, then don't be mad when they don't give you the money.
Exactly. Exactly. And in my opinion, HBCUs doing NIL deals in the black business community are like a match made in heaven. I'm gonna keep saying that until it registers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, appreciate the
this
call.
This is our time to create our own marketplace with some of the most brilliant minds in the country.
Talk about it.
All right, that's all I got.
No problem. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Change is gonna come. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what up, sir? This is Tyron from Silver Spring.
Silver Spring, Maryland. DMV, you're good with me, baby. Let's go. Talk to me.
I'm not gonna be here long. I just wanted to speak on some of the things Brother Constance is saying. Now, I agree with him. Unity is best for everyone to be together, but I think in his commentary, he's discounting the different types of ways that we could be unified. Unity doesn't always mean we all move up together. Unity sometimes means the one person who's going, everybody rallies behind them and they support that person. Just like if you're in a neighborhood, maybe not everybody can go to college, right? But, you know, little Ray, he's smart. We're going to support him. We're going to make sure he has the books that he needs. We're going to make sure that he can pay his tuition. We're going to make sure that they're good.
That's facts.
Why can't we all just get behind A&T and say we're going to support them?
Facts.
I went to Hampton. I'm not even an Aggie. I didn't go to A&T. I didn't even go to a SWAC school. But I support Jackson State because they got the juice right now. I'm supporting the SWAC because the SWAC has the juice right now, right? So I'm supporting them. It doesn't always mean we all move together. Really, the best kind of support is when you can take whoever has the momentum, everybody rally behind that one person or that one entity and make that thing pop. Then when A&T does well, we can say, okay, there's a model for this. So now maybe Jackson State, they do well and they move up. Maybe Grambling and FAMU, they come and they move up. But somebody has to go first. There's always a forerunner. Even Jesus had John the Baptist go before him. If we want to make it a spiritual thing, everybody doesn't always go together. That's all I got to say.
Man, that's a bar, bro. You out here spitting. Hit fast and get down. I like that. Hit fast and get down. Appreciate the call, bro. He's out here spitting. He's like, I'm out. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What's going on, Scotty? How you doing?
What's good? Hey, listen, I think I know who this is. Don't bring up no local radio. Don't bring up no local. You love talking about some local TVs. All right. Wherever you go, just don't talk about no local television stuff. We get it. All right. Local commercials. We get it. Go ahead.
I get it. Yeah, you're on a good topic today. As Conscious said, we really appreciate your efforts. We appreciate the dedication. We appreciate even the topics that you put up that cause further thought and discussion. Now, that being said, you said earlier that, you know, the SWAC, it's not an exclusive contract, but when I got receipts, because I called April 3rd, April 4th, April 5th, 2019. Now, when you talk to Andrew, who's the Assistant Commissioner of Media Relations, because that's the person that's telling you when you call about establishing a streaming contract or rights to stream a game or anything SWAC, he's the one well, he told me, because I called. He told me exclusive contract. So I'm going to leave that right there. Now, when you said, I think what Conscious was trying to get over, I agree with him. I agree with you. You're both right. It is about community. And it's about us as HBCU or just black people in America supporting our own. But what is supporting our own? Now, when you look at Japanese investment companies, that's investment in banks for kitty condo projects around Michigan State, Michigan University, Michigan, Ohio, all these PWIs. Now, and I know they have the investment program because I've seen it. I've seen the investment portfolio for they call it kitty condo investment portfolio. They have the banks are supporting PWIs by developing the community around the school where you get your slushy, all these Mr. Smashburger and all these different boutique type investment franchises around PWIs. But where is that same structure around HBCU?
That's fair.
Why are, what is going on with the black bank who don't have enough members to offer you online banking, but they're always talking about we need to support our own. But you won't even buy a commercial during the national televised game. I thought money was money. So, and then some of the people that's running these banks, these special kind of black folks, we get in these six-figure jobs and we bragging about we HR, these major corporations, we this, that, and third. But when you in the meeting, you quiet as a church mouse. Be doing all this talking in the parking lot. But when you get inside, you be quiet. I've met those people. Talking about what we should be doing. But then when you go into the meeting and the CEO is there, you sitting there quiet. So, these some funny Negroes that we got to shake loose. It's Christians in every black college. Every black college has a gospel choir. But I ain't seen T.D. Jakes do no NIL deal yet. Where Kirk Franklin at? What NIL deal? What these so-called Christians? Now when you get up, when we start talking about the real, at this day and age, I can't tell gospel singers from porn stars because they both wearing weave and eyelashes. Now, if we're going to tell the whole truth, when that white boy ran in there and shot that church up, where was the benefit concert for the church in North Carolina? But not less than 24 hours after that white dude shot up Las Vegas, every country western singer with a name and a profile was out here talking about doing a benefit concert for the victims of the Vegas shooting. So what does our support look like? Once again, you got 4,000 acres for sale around Grambling. 16 banks within 50 miles of the school. Ain't nobody bought a tree over there.
Not a tree? They ain't bought a tree?
Not even a tree. You got black folks who got fireplaces, and every year they struggling to go get firewood for the fireplace. When you own land, won't even go out there and swing at it. Can't bust a grape with a sledgehammer. You got 20,000 acres for sale around Alcorn. Now, I bought 364 of them, but I can't get no help. When you call Intercontinental Hotel, they want to see feasibility studies and all this stuff. But if I say I own some land near LSU, they'll beat my door down to put a hotel on. Because they know how to support their own.
Wow, that's real. That's real. Let me ask you this. Okay, so let's go. Oh, thank you, Lord. Let me ask you this. Can there not be black development companies to build their own hotels, or are there let's say, could there be a string of black hotels that start building around HBCUs? Is that possible? Is that even possible?
Yeah. We in America. It's a free country. Ain't nothing. We got black folks out here complaining about the city won't give them a fair opportunity to bid for contracts. But all this land for sale and outside the city limits, there is no restriction on what you can build outside the city limits in the county. I got a letter from the county of Mississippi. I can build whatever I want out there. They don't care.
Wow.
Do the same thing in Louisiana. Now, for example, we put a package together to redevelop the fairgrounds in Shreveport. The mayor wouldn't even answer the phone, and then when they did answer the phone, well, let's talk about a bond. We don't want a bond. So they won't deal with you because they can't manipulate your money. They playing a game. I got receipts. You can Google it. But look here. I mean, it's not just that. What are we doing? If we say we're going to support the school, and you donate $18,000 to the school, and then you get a cease and desist letter, what are we doing?
So
what are we doing?
Okay, my question is this, right? My question is this, because let's keep it all. You know me, I try to lay it all on the table, and I know you got receipts and stuff like that. If I build a hotel out in Alcorn, how, other than the football season, how feasible is it for me? Because all I'm
first of all, if you
go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
what I'm saying is all I'm banking on is that in the months from September, for all the home games, let's just say that for all the home games, I am banking on the home games being enough to sustain me to another year. But what you know what I'm saying? Like, what about these hotels? Like, how are my hotels going to be filled if I ain't got nothing but, you know what I'm saying? Like, situations like that, make that, you gotta kind of make that make sense for me.
Well, I don't want to put all my business out here on the street. I ain't going to tell you how the sausage is made. But I will say this. Highway 61 is a $6 billion highway annually. That's how much commerce travel down that highway annually, is $6 billion. The Natchez Trades even has a cycle race that goes from Natchez, Mississippi, all the way up into Memphis somewhere to the whatever the mountain is up there, that Appalachian Mountain chain, wherever it's going up there. So there's enough business that goes through there to where there shouldn't be anybody on government assistance down there if you're able-bodied. The third thing is, I'm not gonna put it all out there, but you have a major corporation based out of Houston that went down there and basically announced that they were going to bring in 100,000 jobs and were going to buy some property just to stop any development from coming to the area. And guess what? They did that in 2018. You can Google that up too. And they have yet to buy 1 inch of dirt to build any job down there. So the system is rigged to keep it what it is.
So, okay.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. It's a whole lot of stuff going on.
Okay,
I just know that particular area.
Hold on. Let me ask you this question, because I really need a locked in answer. I don't need you to put your business out there. I don't need you to put your business out there. I just need a locked in answer. If I built a hotel in Alcorn, how would I make money outside of the football season? That's all. I need you to lock in for that answer for me.
Well, there are ready-made contracts down there that's sitting on the table that they can't facilitate from the local communities that's within 18 to 17 miles of that school. There's 17 to 20 different other revenue streams in that area that you would be able to access. The school can't even get a PhD program because where are you going to live at?
Gotcha.
You have professors that live in Jackson that drive 80 miles. If I build up, it's not just Alcorn, Grambling, Tuskegee, it's a number of them. Same scenario.
All right, hold on. My girl got a question. Hold on. Go ahead. Finish. Go ahead, finish.
And it's black folks that's holding it back. When Magic Johnson had the opportunity to put a Starbucks and put a development down there by Tuskegee, somebody walked in there and convinced them to put it down there close to Auburn. We doing it to ourselves.
All right, hold on. My girl got a question for you.
Hello, what's your name, sir?
It's Johnny. I'm Houston.
Hey, Johnny. So question for you. I heard you go in and make valid points about the Black church and their contributions and things like that. My question is, how is it different when you said like a few times, I'm not going to give that away, or I'm not going to share that part, if there are people that are on this platform that may want to learn or help or be able to assist and maybe, come together and reinvent the community and reestablish that when we as Black people, and I'm not trying to put you on Front Street because multiple people do it, but we have a tendency to be winning and then I got the secret to success. So I'm gonna just keep that to myself right now. Like I feel like that's a bit contradictory. Do you mind explaining that?
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I understand, and I appreciate you, Miss Offscript. For example, Grambling has a gospel choir. Jack State has a good gospel choir. Great. Alcorn has a good one. All the schools have it. FAMU has an exceptional one. Now, how many, just for example, how many Vietnam veterans were black? Too many. And they passing away now. Within driving distance of the school. How many black churches are near the school? And nobody booking the gospel choirs to come perform at any of these churches? Nobody? That's revenue right there. That's just one.
It makes sense. I just wanted to kind of clarify that because you mentioned it like a few times. So
to help out these gospel choirs, NIL deal would basically pay for their transportation to do all these things, and then you'll see more YouTube content, which generates more money. But if we ain't thinking, we ain't playing.
Very true.
We ain't in the game.
Well, thank you.
Creflo don't have a problem for asking for money for a new jet. Why we got a problem for asking money for a gospel choir? And they offering scholarships for concert choir. So it's not like they don't need the money. How many black churches got harbor choirs? Need choir directors. That's a job when you graduate. We got the highest crime in our black community. How you got 50 churches in one neighborhood and you got the highest crime of time? What are we doing? It ain't just the school, it's the community. Our communities are broken, like Conscious was saying. And I think what he was alluding to about A&T is they took with them the bargaining power that would advance the SWAC's bargaining power. That's what they took away.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Johnny. I hope you have a wonderful Friday.
Yeah. And I'm not yelling. I'm just passionate about this because it's been a long time. Like Conscious was saying, there are those of us who've been in this fight for 20 years, and then we look up Alcorn. I can only speak on Alcorn. We're gonna do a couple of years ago. We did our alumni convention in Dallas, and we're gonna go on tours at Jerry Jones Stadium when we should have been right there at our school. We got 3 campuses with dorms. These Negroes won't even put the census information online. They would rather you look online and see, oh, Alcorn ain't got the 3,000 students. How? How you got 3,000 students when you got 3,000 on campus? And you got 3 campuses. And ain't no dorm rooms on none of the campus.
Absolutely. Well, Alcorn nights, y'all heard Mr. Johnny? So we're going to have to do better out there.
Got to do better. So if anybody want to know how many students Alcorn really has, all you got to do is dial 601-877-6100. Because what you see online, like Trump said, what you're seeing is not what you're seeing. That's why they raising their head with the president right now, because where the money?
Got you. Hey, appreciate the call, though, Mr. Johnny, as always. All right. So listen, this is my thing. All right. So shout out to Mr. Johnny. Shout out to Conscious. Shout out to Sutton. Shout out to everybody that's called in and everything like that. Let me say this, man. If it goes back to this, if a black man or a black company is trying to do something in the community and they're getting stopped by the government or whatever, if you don't tell anybody, how can people come to your aid? If you don't listen, there's just too much. Listen, bro, there's just too much technology out here. If you don't make it public, how can people protest if you don't make it public? How can people come to your aid if you don't make it public? How can people come to your assistance if you don't make it public? That's my issue with this. Everybody wants to do their stuff behind closed doors. Sometimes you got to open up the and say, hey, these Bamas in here cheating. Come help. That's what you need to do. That's what you got to do sometimes. You got to be like, hey, they ain't playing fair. Come help me. That's what you got to do sometimes. And if you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to put your business out there, if you're not willing to be open, because listen, people, that's why people make a, listen, do you think if Matthew Stafford had never got caught on camera going, oh shit, turning around and walking away from that young lady falling, that he would have paid her medical bills? Hell no. Sometimes people just got to get put on blast. They got to get put on blast. That's why I don't mind blasting the SWAC office. That's why I don't mind blasting the MEAC. That's why I don't mind blasting y'all institutions. Some of y'all Bamas just got to get put on blast. I'm tired of y'all doing stuff in the dark. Put the white people on blast. If they treating you wrong, put them Bamas on. There's going to be somebody they can't wait to do something bad to a white person. It's going to be somebody that cannot wait to sue a white person or whomever is doing the back dealings or whatever. So put them Bamas on blast. Stop trying to be all, oh, I can handle it. No, call up somebody and have a protest. Especially if you know you in the right and you got your paperwork together. Tell me why I can't do this. Man, that's all I'm saying. All right, so listen. I know we done took this conversation all type of everywhere. I'm going to see what this clip is about Art Briles' interview. All right, I'm gonna play some of
South Carolina homeowners. Do you want to know a secret?
And I hope, hey, Hezekiah, I hope this junk ain't too long, bro. Because I ain't got time to be sitting here through a whole long piece of. All right. Oh, it's 4 minutes. All right, cool. Oscar, how do we keep HBCUs or HBCUs? You know, white people are going to try to invade us and already. Listen, this is my thing, man. This is my thing. White conferences do not care about pulling black kids, pulling black schools. Why do you care about pulling in PWIs? They don't care about stealing from you. Steal from them. Oh, no, we won't grab them. They're white. Oh, my God, no. Them white conferences is like, hey, yeah, we'll take you. You're the third choice, but it's okay. Come on, we'll take you. They don't care. Didn't you hear? Spike don't care. Spike don't play with girls, okay? So all this MEAC and we trying to you're gonna go broke. You're gonna go broke. And just like you're gonna go broke, all right? Just like that, you're gonna go broke. Keep playing that game. Oh my God, I don't want to touch them. They're white. Oh my God, I don't want to bring them over here. You better invite them Bamas to the cookout if you don't want to go broke. Because you gonna try to elevate a school that can't compete, and the white schools will keep taking your black schools. They gonna keep taking your black schools. So you better go over there, you better hustle them, grab a white Bama and bring them over. Bring them over. So miss me with all that talking about, oh my God, no, we don't want the white man in our conference. They don't give a damn about y'all being in their conference. You shouldn't give a damn about them coming to your conference. Get your paper. All right. And then what's going to happen is if you listen, I'm being honest. Y'all think I'm bullshitting you, but I'm not. You bring a couple white schools in, they're going to look around and be like, this what y'all dealing with? Oh no, we can't deal with this. And they're going to start knocking down the same damn doors you've been knocking on. Why don't we get this? Why don't we get that? We need to get this. We need to get that. Our conference don't do this. Our conference don't get. All right. All right, keep disagreeing. Keep disagreeing. Why they keep siphoning off your talent? Keep disagreeing. I don't care how you feel about it. It's the truth. So tell me this. If you don't agree with that point, if you don't agree with that premise, why is it that they're still taking your talent, but you won't take their talent? Make that make sense. They keep taking your schools, but you won't get their school. Okay. All right. Keep that same mindset. You'll be in the gutter. All right, let me get to this interview piece.
Coached college football after being fired from Baylor back in 2016 amid a campus-wide sexual assault investigation. The NCAA did not find you guilty of any NCAA violations. However, the investigation did find that you failed to report sexual misconduct among your players. What is your response to that?
Well, and fortunately, the NCAA didn't find any violations, and Baylor's general counsel exonerated me and the rest of our staff also, which was good. It's sad that it was a campus-wide situation where there were no. We actually didn't get a Title IX person until the fall of 2015. So reporting policies and procedures were not as available as they should be for everybody, including students, on campus. You report what you know, and we did the best we felt at the time, and apparently it wasn't good enough, and I'm sorry for anybody that suffered any consequences because of it.
Looking back now, what would you have done differently?
That's a huge question. Just made sure that everyone was on the same page about what to do and when to do it and how to report, and how to protect students and everybody involved. I just think, like I said, we're just still learning. I'm still learning, and I'm kind of a good soldier, so to speak. If you tell me what to do, I'm going to do it, and that's just what I've always done. So hopefully, I've learned that people need to recognize the places and the policies and the procedures that are there, and understand the space that every individual deserves.
What will you do differently here at Grambling?
I'll do exactly what I'm, required to do and what they expect of me, which is to be a very solid citizen, to be a positive leader on a day in and day out basis, to do everything I can do to protect our students and our student athletes on campus, and to represent the Grambling University to the best of my ability, because I'm very humble and grateful to be at this university.
If you are made aware of allegations concerning one of your student athletes, what will you do?
I'll report it to Title IX immediately, and Coach Jackson, Dr. Scott.
I'm sorry.
Why should players trust you? Why should parents trust you? And why should the overall Grambling community trust you based on what has happened in the past?
I've coached over 40 years, and the word trust is thrown around a bunch. It's the hardest thing to get anybody to do, regardless of the situation, regardless of the environment, regardless of the profession. Trust is a strong word to use. It's always something I took a lot of pride in with our coaches, with our student athletes, with our support staff, that if you said something, people could believe it. I think the only way you can gain trust is by how you perform on a daily basis, how you interact with people on a daily basis, and then you have the opportunity to gain some trust. But there's not a magic wand that you can say and then all of a sudden somebody's going to trust you. You have to earn that trust, and that's certainly what I'll do on a daily basis at Grambling University.
Are you ready to face any potential backlash?
I don't guess you're ever ready for any backlash, but when you face it, you just face it head on, and hope that people look at the person and give the person an opportunity to prove themselves.
All right, that's the interview. Shout out to Jeff Lightly for having this on his channel. Listen, man. I mean, I don't know what much you can really take from that interview. I mean, I really don't know what you can really take from that interview, if I'm being honest. Like, the part that I laughed was like, he sounded like a kid that got caught, and you be like, what are you supposed to do now? Come tell you. Yeah, like, it it just sounded funny to me, because it's like, that's the right answer, but it just didn't sound like that was the right answer, if you get what I'm saying. Like, it just sounded like, yo, like, yeah, that's the answer. For people to say, I mean, like, it's a touchy interview. Like, even if he came on this platform, and if I got a chance to interview Art Briles, it's a touchy subject, bro. The questions that you're asking, the questions that she's asking are the questions that everybody wants to know. So she's doing a great job. I've seen weaker questions in a SWAC media day. I've seen weaker questions after a football game loss. I've seen SWAC media personalities not even ask you, why did you run the ball on 4th and 1 and not punt? You know what I'm saying? Like, difficult. Y'all Bammers don't know what. If y'all know what softball questions is, the SWAC does, because half of y'all reporters asking weak SWAC softball ass questions. So miss me with that. So if you want to talk about her journalism, yeah, I've seen worse coming from the SWAC. Trust me. All right. So, but she's asking the questions you want to know. She is. The other thing the next question did you know about the allegations? Did you see like, you want her to be Gayle King and R. Kelly? A fight football? Like, bro, like, come on, man. So the questions that she asked are questions that you want to know. Did you know? How would you go about doing it better? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you ready for the backlash? Other than that, what is she supposed to ask? Everything that he been asked was asked 5 years ago. So all you doing is bringing it all up again, and he gonna be like, I want to put that behind me. No comment. I want to put that behind me. No comment. I want to put that behind me. No comment. Like, you're gonna get a whole interview full of no comments. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you're gonna get, because I'm not gonna rehash that. We can either talk about my new opportunity, because that's a PR move. We can either talk about a new opportunity, or I'm not doing the interview. All right. I understand there's going to be questions about, the backlash and the stuff that happened and things like that. But come on, man, let's be real, man. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Shout out to Blue. You know how it is, Blue. You know how we get down, man. You know how we do. We going to make it happen. All right. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What's going on, Scotty, man?
What's good? Talk to me, Bobby.
I want to get you on your topic that you was on just before this one. I apologize. Somebody came into my office. What you could do if you wanted to put a hotel or take advantage of football season and still make money throughout the year is to build a split property. They're not really common, but it's doable, where you have a portion of your property you actually rent out with 12-month leases. You leave a portion available with 6-month leases, leaving football season open for rent. So you will build something like an extended stay hotel. So it has like a living room, kitchen, so forth, so on. So you could take advantage of graduate students, or even students that just don't want to live on campus, but it will be separated from your people who are coming just for a weekend or whatever, so that they're doing something. It doesn't necessarily disturb the people coming for the short term. So you can make your money year round, but make sure that your part where you're leasing out can cover the other part being empty.
Okay, so you got, I love this. I love this concept, B. So you split it, you got the 12 months, but what about the weekenders? Like, how do you, like, because you said something about 6 months, but what about the people that just coming in for the weekend? How does that work?
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you leave a portion of your property vacant on purpose.
Got it. For the weekenders.
Got it. For the football season.
For the weekend.
Yeah, got you. Okay, got you.
And even like if there's a fire school in the area or some kind of semi-pro baseball team in the area, whatever, and they need housing for, let's say, a month or two, you have rooms available for that, even when it's not tourist season or anything like that. And when you booked, you're booked. You're still making money. But when you but you know that you're gonna you block those rooms off of football season for weekends, you know. So from late August to early November or early December, you just black out all those rooms for the weekend. So, you know, maybe 40% of your property or 30% of your property is just for football season weekends.
I like that. That's actually a damn good idea, B. For real. That's fire, bro. I like that. Oh, man.
It's not talked about often, but people do it.
Man, we might have to get a coalition together and put that together. You know, get some money.
Like, think about it like this. Most apartment complexes, period, base their budget off of 70 to 80% occupancy. So when you really think about that, if you're able to maintain, you know, 60 to 70% of your property with 12-month leases, that 30%, you could actually come out on top because you're going to make more in a weekend than you would in a month.
That's real. So because you can always charge at a higher rate than you're doing your extended stay people.
Let's say you're renting the rooms for $650 a month for the people with 12-month
leases
agreement.
Yeah.
You're renting you're doing the room for $200 a night for the weekend.
Ooh, you made what you made in a month in a weekend. Ooh, I like that. And you're making that twice because it could be 10, 12, 15 rooms that are available.
For that. Exactly.
Oh man, that's nice, B. That's nice, B. Oh,
so,
we talk about
you can have an affordable hotel and what it would call efficiencies or, you know, efficiency style apartments all in the same spot.
Man,
and just when you build it, like for example, you can do like a U-shaped building, and the larger part of the U would be where you lease to people. The smaller part of the U would be where you rent to people, and the lobby area will be in the middle, so that your people that's living there and people that's coming there
won't even have to commingle.
Don't even have to really mess with each other.
Hey, that's beastie. That's beastie. Oh man! And then
for all my rich people in the chat, y'all welcome.
Yeah, that's free game right there. That's free game right there.
Just remember me, you know. Just remember me. You don't even have to give it to me. I'm gonna set up a trust with my JIT, and y'all can just funnel into the JIT. Don't worry about me.
That's legit, bro. That's free game right there. That's a free game. I love it. That's dope, man. That's dope, man. We should make that happen.
And you can protect your property through your lease agreement. So to make sure that you know, because you have to protect your property, especially when you're leasing, because people don't care nothing about leases when they lease from people. But you can protect your property through your lease. Who can rent there, who can't rent there. You can set stipulations. Every state is a little different, so, you know, get a lawyer. But you can protect yourself and protect your property through your lease agreement.
Oh, man, this is big.
To make sure that it's always nice.
I love it. Hey, appreciate the call, B. I'm gonna have to talk to you offline, see if we get some get a little wet hedge fund. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey man, listen, it's doable. It's doable, trust me. I'm looking into it myself.
That's nice.
Yep.
All right, appreciate it, man.
Right, bro.
Hey, no problem.
Yep.
Hey, man, listen, Black Pilot. I was literally just talking about this with my girl, Black Pilot, no bull crap. And she was like, I said, babe, when we get big, I'm gonna try to get on a private plane. She's like, you don't like to spend money. You gotta pay for the pilot, you gotta pay for the fuel, you gotta pay. I said, I gotta pay for all that. I said, I can't just pay like the ticket and pay for the seat. She's like, nope, you gotta pay for the fuel, you gotta pay for this. I was like, okay, maybe I'll just do it like once for my kids, so my kids can get the experience and be like, we done been on a private jet. But listen, Listen. Black Pilot, bro. Listen. Let's. You just tell me how much I need, and I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna manifest. That's what I'm trying to practice on my lack of fear. Okay, I'm trying to tackle my lack of doubt. I'm not doubting God. All right, I'm gonna manifest that thing. I'm gonna manifest. Okay, minimum 3,500 an hour to charter on the small ones. Now, when you say small, am I still able to, like, it ain't with the little propellers on it? Because I ain't doing that with no propellers on it. I ain't doing nothing with propellers on it. I need that jet experience. All right. Like, I need that full jet experience. Walk in, individual seat, you know what I'm saying? Black lady with the little tie. Hi, how can I help you? You know what I'm saying? That type of experience. You know, maybe a sofa on the left side. You know what I'm saying? My kids playing their little games or whatever. Like, that's the kind I'm not paying $3,500 an hour for no propellers. I ain't doing no propellers. All right. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't doing no helicopters, because we all know what happened to Kobe. All right. So helicopters is out the picture too. So yeah. So let me know, Black Pilot. Hey, Black Pilot, text me, man. Text me, like, for real. Text me. I would like to get more about this. I'm trying to get into, like I said, I'm trying to get into my manifestation. You know what I'm saying? So nah, it would be a jet, no cabin attendant though. No cabin attendant? No cabin attendant? Who gonna bring me my bonbons? Who gonna bring me my drinks? You know what I'm saying? You still want that, you still want that, you know what I'm saying? You still want that, experience. You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying $3,500 for no experience. I want the full experience. So how much would it cost? Yeah, hit me, text me. Make sure you text me. How much would it cost for the full experience, Black Pilot? That's what I want to know before I get up out of here. How much? How much would it cost for the full experience? Attendant, you know what I'm saying? I want somebody to bring me my bonbon. Yeah, and how many seats? How many seats too? Yeah, this is the kind of questions we want to know. You know what I'm saying? So, did I miss your? Hell no. Hell no. Hell to the no. Hell no to the no. Hell no to the no. Boy, it ain't never gonna happen. So come on, Black Pilot, what we got, man? I know you're on the delay, man, but I need to know these questions. Is there a company that offers like Uber for jets? Well, I bet nobody thought Uber would be Uber, so I'm not gonna knock that. Hell no to the no. Hey, before I get up out of here, all right, we go with the Gulfstream, carries 10 to 13. Folks go for about $8 grand. God, dog, $8 grand an hour. Man, put me on a Greyhound. I'm not even gonna lie. Put me on the train. I am not doing it. I am not doing it. Put me on the train. No, sirree. Boy, $8 grand an hour. Man, boy, listen, I'm telling you this, for $8 grand an hour, they will have to peel me up off them seats. I'm a drink up everything. I'm a eat up everything. My kids gonna be doing cartwheels and front flips and back flips all up and down the aisle for $8K a grand. Boy, they gonna get they full. I'm like, kids, get your full experience in this mug, because we is not coming back. We is not coming back. You know what I'm saying? This is a one-time thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm doing it. That is how I'm doing it. $8 grand. You know what I can do with $8 grand? Listen, them pilots better teach me how to fly for $8 grand. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? For $8 grand, I better be right by the pilot. Like, what this button do? What this button do? What this button do? What this button do?
I'm petty. petty.
Oh, I like that button.
I'm petty.
What this button do?
Good morning.
What this button do? Okay. What this? Okay. What this button do?
Hey.
That's how for $8,000. For $8,000? Shit, man. They better make me a shh. And listen. There's a company that sells seats, but only between large cities like Miami, Tina, and it's still like $3,000. Man, you better stop. You better stop. Be out there mug like this, Jeremiah. Warm it up. Hey, kids, this our private plane over here. With the propellers. We doing with the propellers. It ain't $8,000. It ain't $8,000. I'm telling you right now. It ain't $8,000. PJs are premium. These that we not. That was fun. Oh my God, I freaking love this channel, man. It goes everywhere. It goes freaking everywhere. Hey man, before I get up out of here, oh, this is so funny. I love you guys. All right, man. Before I get up out of here, listen. Purple and gold mixer silent auction April 30th. Make sure Jeremiah JJ Williamson will be in the building unfazed. Tickets, $100. All right, let me see. Did they got a number on here? Make sure you reach out to All Corner, whoever is the promoter of this thing. Tables are $800. Attire is derby style. All right, that's just another word for fancy. Okay, that's just another word for fancy. Okay, just another word for fancy. So, I be trying to tell y'all, Blue is funny as hell, bro. I be trying to tell y'all, Blue be cracking some. Season up with the squirrel. Oh man, listen, I be trying to tell y'all, Blue is funny as hell, man. Y'all better put some respect to my boy Blue name. That boy is funny as hell, and he's a big boy too. So he was an offensive lineman, so you know that's gonna be a thick squirrel suit, you know. But that's my boy though, man. Oh man, boy, you stupid, bro. You are stupid. He said we'll put on a squirrel suit and jump out before I pay AK. All right. Blue, something is wrong with you, bro. All Court Celebrity Challenge, Golf Challenge, Saturday, April 30th, 2022. Registration is at 8 a.m. Tea time is at 9 a.m. That boy said a squirrel suit. Oh. Oh, man, that boy said a squirrel suit. Oaks Golf Club, Mississippi Gulf Coast, Clubhouse Drive in Pass Christian, Mississippi. All right. Celebrity Golf Challenge. They did not invite me. So, you know, if you're looking for me to come, I guess I'm not a celebrity. All right. So, you know, how much to get me in the air? Oh man, do not entertain this. Yeah, y'all need to stop entertaining this man. Next, Sean, my boy Sean said, be like, how much to get me in the air? Oh, so you said that's 100? You said that's 100 to give me to the drop spot? Yeah, I'll go ahead and pay that. I'll go ahead and pay that. Boy, y'all stupid, man. Y'all stupid. All right. It's a 4-party scramble. All right. I got, you know, listen, whoever's running this thing, All Corner Celebrity Golf Challenge. I don't see whoever's running. I got golf clubs. Where my clubs at? Well, I got golf clubs. I'm telling you, I got golf clubs. All right, I got golf clubs. So, you know, if you want to invite me, you know what I'm saying, just pay for my travel. All right, I am a celebrity, so pay for my travel. All right, that's all I ask. Pay for my travel. But what's my handicap? I haven't played in a while. But the last time my handicap was like a 12. It was between like 12 and 14. That's the last time Sean, no, my boy Sean, we were stationed in Japan together. He know. I was at that golf course. My boy Sean, no, I was at that golf course heavy. All right, we was stationed in Japan together. So he know. Y'all can drop AK, but I'll listen to Free Fall. hell, bro. You are stupid as hell. And and I'm free. free foot. And I'm free falling. Oh my God, man. Y'all are stupid. I am so done with y'all, man. Oh my Blue, you are stupid as hell, bro. You are stupid. And I know you didn't think I knew that song too. I know you. That was free falling in the air, but I know you didn't think I knew that song, but I definitely did. I'm very eclectic with my music. All right, boy. Something is wrong with you, Blue. Something is seriously wrong with you, my guy. Oh, oh man. Ooh. Oh man. I'm sorry. Oh man. Oh. Oh my God. Oh man. That's my boy. That's my boy Blue. Boy Wonder. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. All right, man. I'm about to get up out of here, guys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. 3 hours and 45 minutes. Hey, if you end up going this far in the replay, I just appreciate you. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to put chapters, okay? Listen, everybody who's on here currently, I'm going to put chapters on this episode, all right? So you can move through it a lot easier, okay? I'm just not going to do you like that to where you got to sit through. I'm going to put some chapters. I'm going to break it up. It's 3 hours, as long as hell. I understand. All right, but appreciate y'all. Hey, listen. My girl would say, I don't need everybody's prayers, but everybody who know people who really talk to God, all right, who really about that life, all right, really be talking to God, please pray. Got some stuff in the works for me. Trying to do big things for the channel, take it to the next level. So hopefully some of these things, one of these things come through for me, and it's a good deal for the brand, for me, for you guys, because at the end of the day, it is about y'all. There is no me without y'all. So shout out to y'all. All right. And also, hey, Doug Williams. Doug, boy, you better get off that Better get off that emotional roller coaster, Doug. Hey, listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.